Welcome to Apocalypse, Mr. Manhunt.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Hey, Bat fans! Don't you go disappearing like Batman and Robin. We need the subscriber count. It's still Darkseid's Couch, and this is James.
This is take 2, Mike.
I'm Shée.
We needed 2 takes to do that.
And James isn't the one who fucked up. Yeah, like
No.
I did.
No. I actually had the line, and I didn't fuck it up.
I was perfect.
James and Shée fucked up by partnering with me. That was their main issue.
Well, it's the broken window fallacy.
Oh, yeah.
The sunk cost fallacy. I've already invested so much into this. It's got to be worth it eventually.
I feel like that's how all the companies who hire me, like that's how they feel about me. It's like, well, we've been hiring them for this long.
Eventually, we have to get our money's worth.
Eventually.
It's like a stock that you've been waiting to turn around and actually make a profit on. That's
That
adult
never
speak.
happens.
That's
Everyone
adult
keeps
speak.
telling me to invest, including you. But then everyone I talk to, they say, I'm like, yeah, I'm too scared to lose money. And they're like, oh, yeah, I lost a ton of money.
Okay, can I tell you guys something I wasn't going to talk about, but I'll go ahead and mention it because it's super relevant and I'll do anything for content, all right? So today, I woke up and I checked my stock account, and my biggest losing stock, okay, the stock that was down the most, I had made in the matter of a couple hours $15,000.
Oh, my God. Sell,
Okay.
sell.
No, well, it's a whole thing. I might we'll see. But my point is, that's how fast things can turn around. It
I know,
shot
but
up
I'm too
almost
scared.
200%.
I'm too scared. I'm a coward
Yeah.
when it comes to
I
my
understand.
money.
Because then it's like, when do you know when to sell
Right.
and when to hold?
Well,
Right.
because you learn about the companies and you diversify. Like it's not.
That's so
yes.
much work.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you do it now, and then you stop working, and you're done forever, and you just enjoy the rest of your life because you made smart decisions and you made the investment early on.
Can I pay someone to do it for me?
Yes, absolutely, you can.
Shée, if they were any good at it, they wouldn't need you.
Fuck, you're right, Mike.
That is
Yeah.
not
Fuck,
true.
you're
That
right.
is
Yes,
not
it is.
true at all.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
that is
fuck.
absolutely
If they were
not
any
true.
fucking good, they would already be rich from the
Oh my
stock
God!
market.
Come at me, bankers. Explain this to
Actually,
me because
no.
Mike scared me. No, Mike's
No,
making
that's-
sense, and
that
I need to know. I need to know the other side, please.
Because it's slow and steady. And those brokers, those investors, they're doing the same thing. If you get a good one who knows what they're talking about,
He'd be a millionaire and wouldn't
slow
talk to you.
steady. You can't make $1 million in 5 years. Like it takes a while.
Peace,
and
if
a
you're
lot
so
of capital.
smart, why aren't you rich? Was that Batman the Animated Series? We're
Yes.
talking to Riddler. That's
Yeah,
how I feel
yeah.
about.
A cartoon for children. Yes, a cartoon for children
was
is how I'm
adult.
going to take my adult financial device.
Like, I don't,
I
dude,
mean-
I'm just saying, if they were any good, they would
No,
figured
that's
it
not
out.
the way finances work. It takes time.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It
help this
takes a lot of
jabroni with
time.
his investment strategy for like whatever.
Dude,
I bet if you compiled all of the financial advice given in Batman the Animated Series versus is it Dave Ramsey? Is that the piece of shit that does all of the buy sell?
I'm loving the hardcore analysis here. I think you're thinking of Jim Cramer.
Yes. Sorry,
who is
Dave
a
Ramsey.
charlatan.
Sorry
That's
about
a very
that.
different situation.
Yeah,
Well, fuck
no,
Dave Ramsey too.
I mean, I definitely mean Jim Cramer.
Yep. I guess you guys just know more about
All right,
finances. than
I have an
the-
anecdote
Okay.
of why I feel this way. So like I dated a girl for 3 years, and her dad was a stock market like millionaire, maybe even billionaire. He had more money than anyone ever met. When he first started, he was like a math wizard, and when he first started, he worked for a guy and did the stock market for him. But then as soon as he got good at it, he quit and made himself rich. And he told me like, yeah, those guys that you put your money in for their little retirement accounts, like those guys don't know what they're doing. Like nobody knows what they're doing.
I mean, it's made me a lot of money.
So he scared the shit out of me. So I just like, well, fuck.
So, for better or for worse, Mike, I've noticed that it only takes one instance, one thing to happen for that to shape your worldview on that topic.
On that note, a friend of mine, he like set his phone down on the bar, and someone sat next to him, put their phone next to his, and they stole all of his money.
You can do that.
It's like, well, I was right to not have a smartphone.
Well, 99 point whatever percent of the time, that is not gonna. That is a 1 in a billion.
Yeah, but I know a guy
situation.
who that happened to.
The positive way I can look at that is to say, like, you always look for a lesson. I'll give you credit that whatever happens, you're looking for the life lesson to take from it, and you're sticking to that life lesson, and you're dug in and you're there, George W. Bush style. Once you've made up your mind, that's what you believe in.
No, I changed my mind about a lot of things.
You get your experience point.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to put a happy face on this. I'm trying to put a positive face on these crazy boomer beliefs.
I'm just saying, like, everything like seems like an unreasonable gamble.
Yeah, it's all a gamble, but life's a gamble. All of this shit's a gamble.
Right, but I don't know.
There's no easy out.
This is a crazy invisible game that our whole life is tied into, and it's all unnatural, and we're forced to do it. No one chose to do this. No one was born and then got a sheet saying, all right, now that you're a newborn, you get to vote on what kind of society we have. Yeah. Like, nobody asked me that.
No, because newborns are dumb.
I think everyone's dumb always.
Yeah, people are pretty dumb. People
like me. But newborns are really dumb.
Yeah.
Well, they still have the light of
God. They're the dumbest of the dumbs.
All right.
They're the newest to this world from the other side.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of thought is that?
They're closer to like the void, the whatever existed before.
Their soul is still part of the collective.
All right. We're going to talk about Batman soon.
I wonder if we got the same strain, Mike.
I want people to be aware of the fact that there will be Batman talk. There's plenty of Batman talk coming up. One thing I do want to touch on before we get into the Batman talk, which I swear to God it's coming. I know people want the Batman talk so badly. I mentioned that I was running the Milwaukee Marathon. I mentioned it last episode, and I won it.
No, they made you mayor.
Yeah, but it was Milwaukee, so I didn't want it. No, I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a fantastic town, fantastic place to be. I just wanted to really quickly touch on that because we made a whole thing about the last time I ran a marathon. So how did I do? What does this little ditty tell you?
What do you mean? Yeah. You sent me a picture of a medal.
Yeah, I still get it. You still get a medal for finishing. I finished. So yeah. No, I'm being a little facetious. I did okay.
You're being a lot facetious.
Well, it turns out I needed the Bemer boost.
Did you take
I didn't
acid?
have the Bemer boost this time. I did not
I told
take
you to do the
acid.
first time that you didn't do?
No, I didn't take any acid. Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
maybe it's an acid thing. Well, it's not as big of a deal anymore now that they've done 2 of them, so I guess I can do one on acid. Sure.
Well,
I've never done acid before, but I guess that's the way to figure it out.
It's the perfect time to do that because if you're really anxious about being on acid, you're running.
Maybe.
That flight feeling that you'll have. Like,
you also have to maintain form, though.
I think you can do it.
Part of running a successful running campaign is that you actually, you don't get shin splints or anything afterwards,
I think you should at least try it once.
Well, maybe I will.
I'll do it with you. We'll take some acid and we'll run down the lakefront trail just to test it out.
Okay. Well, I think I might do some other shorter runs to practice getting my speeds back up. I did do all right. I still finished in like the top third. I set a personal record for my half marathon, I believe. So even faster than
How is that
Chicago.
fucking up? Sounds like it was a big success.
Yeah.
The running term is bonked out.
You're so hard on yourself, bro.
Yeah.
No. Whoa. No, see, I get a reputation for being like cynical or whatever, but I'm looking at the positives and the negatives of it.
You started it with why do I keep fucking up?
You don't. It sounds like you're just constantly succeeding.
Because Neil, you're fucking rules, dude.
That's
it's
true.
A good song.
I do love singing that song.
You're not going to hear that song on Spotify otherwise.
No. He came back.
He did. So, yeah, he did come back to Spotify, and then I checked it out, and there's none of it. His profile is there, but there were no albums up. So I don't know what's going on.
Huh.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's doing.
Did he leave YouTube? Because Joe Rogan's back on YouTube now.
Joe Rogan should just like put his podcast on any service that he wants to just like get Neil Young off of.
What if like pretty soon, like the Joe Rogan podcast is playing on all the billboards, it's playing on all the TVs in the stores that you walk by, all your phone, your Apple Watch, your phone, like unless you're using it for something else, it's just playing Joe Rogan.
You'll be required to be watching Joe Rogan at any time. Everybody's default is Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan
slaves
experience.
of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, conservatism.
He's drifting right, I guess I would say. Drifting right.
His argument, what he says is that the left is getting too far left. So him being in the middle just makes him seem right, which was what right-wing people say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what every extremist says, is that I'm the sensible one and everyone else is being crazy.
I'm an extremist.
Extremely based?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna get through this just a little bit.
Caught me off guard.
I need to get, because I'm trying to get to the actual point of the segment. Yeah, so I did do okay. I bonked. My point is that after about 15, 16 miles, I kind of bonked out, and I think I know why. There's two things that differentiated this from the Chicago Marathon experience. One was the Bemmer boost. I had all the Bemmers listening. I had a lot of people. There were a lot of eyes on this.
Oh, and people gave you all that money, so you had to.
So I had to, and I felt like I had to perform, and I very much overperformed. Number two, the Milwaukee course is a lot hillier. Chicago is notoriously flat because it was actually engineered that way. This city was built to be very flat. It's an engineering marvel. It's part of the reason it's the greatest city in the world, even though it's still terrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible place.
So there's a lot of hills. So it was pretty impressive that even though I set a half marathon record, even though it was hilly. And the third thing is I knew it would not be as big as the 48,000 people in the Chicago Marathon. I did not realize it would only be like a few hundred people.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like 5 people.
No, it was not. It was big enough. But after you get 13, 14, 15, whatever miles in, it gets really stretched out. There aren't a lot of people on the streets cheering you on, and you get so separated from the other runners at that point that there could be 50, 75, 100 feet between you and the next person.
Oh, so you can get lost.
I honestly had a moment where I thought I lost the trail because I looked up and I saw that there was no one ahead of me and cars were passing by on the intersection. I was like, did I just walk into a side street here? And it turns out that after a certain point, the amount of people is so light that the cops aren't even blocking off the street. They're just kind of holding off traffic while you run, and then the cars come through.
Oh my God, that's so Milwaukee.
It is very Milwaukee. It was not very Chicago, and I think just like the lack of that sort of... Eventually you just feel like a guy running down the street.
Maybe they just don't like to run in Wisconsin.
I just don't understand how it's that small within such a small city.
I don't know. But I'll tell you, I will give credit. The people that were there, a lot of those guys were serious. Like, they were legitimate runners, and they did a great job. So,
is the half marathon or the 5K like bigger maybe or something? Is like...
I wouldn't be, because there was also a half marathon and a 5K at the same time, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were more participants in that. But I had never understood how people could cheat on a marathon because, like, there's so many people there. And I finally realized, it's very easy to cheat in a marathon where people are so spaced out. I could have just cut through. Like, I'm just running by people who are just sitting in the park, like feeding the ducks.
Should've.
It was, well, it wouldn't have done me any good, but
what do you mean?
Was, well, unless I could shave off a lot of time, because I finished at like 3:45.
I would have cheated the entire race. As soon as I could, I would start cheating.
Well, it wouldn't have done anything for me unless I could get it under 3:10 so that I could qualify for Boston. So
yeah, I would do that. And then I would cheat in Boston.
Yeah, and then you cheat in Boston and qualify for the Olympics.
Yep, and cheat during the Olympics too.
I actually saw there was I think his name is He. I think he was Chinese. Just He, he. And he ran a, his name is his pronoun.
Well, we don't know.
He ran a half, I guess we don't know. He ran a half marathon, and as he's crossing the finish line, he's running with 3, I think, Kenyans, and they clearly wave him ahead to finish. And he finishes. And immediately everyone went, well, this was rigged. And these 3 Kenyan guys were like, no, we're his pacers. We're his friends. We nodded for him to go ahead because we were there as pacers. Like, you didn't register as pacers. You were paid. You were paid to fucking hang back and let this guy beat you. And so they stripped him of. They stripped all of those guys of all of the medals and everything.
Why
it was
not?
a fucking scam.
So what? They should have. The other runners should have paid for guys to help him cheat. Then he still had to beat all the other guys, though, didn't he? All the other people?
I don't know how much he cheated, but yeah, the race should go to the person who has the most money.
Yeah, like everything.
That's why Donald Trump wins all those marathons.
He does win all those golf tournaments for that reason.
Donald Trump won 2 golf tournaments on his own property and bragged about it.
Yeah, he still, I agree.
That was pretty funny to me.
Cheating is how we got George W.
Yeah, buying off the Supreme Court.
You know what's crazy? Like, people they always bring up how ludicrous it is that like the election was stolen against Donald Trump, and then it was just like, I remember when George W. stole the election.
Yeah,
that was the first time.
Like, that's the first time they got caught, Shée.
Yeah, the first time we
that's
had
true.
like the internet.
His brother was governor in, like,
Yeah.
this is the last state that's contested one.
Even what's his name? Pat Buchanan, he was in all the people in Florida who thought they were voting for Al Gore, they inadvertently voted for Pat Buchanan because of the way the ballot was set up. Even Pat Buchanan said, yeah, those votes weren't for me. Not that many people like me. Those were supposed to be Al Gore votes, and that would have changed the election.
Dude, yeah, they stole the election.
Ridiculous.
So it's like when people are like, oh, that's ridiculous that Joe Biden steals the election. I go, well, I mean...
What, are you buying into the big
No,
lie?
I'm just saying, like, to outright say it's, like, ridiculous and there's no chance of it. It's like, well, I mean, I remember it in my own lifetime happening with George W. So that's why I'm like, well, it's always in the realm of possibility now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, lots of things are in the realm of possibility, but we have to at some point look at like facts.
I don't think any of the elections are real. Let's just go. I'll go that far. Like, I think
Yeah.
every single one of them is some phony
They never
bullshit.
happened. Yeah,
How do I know, right? How do I know?
Speaking of phony,
about the
the
okay.
cover.
Well, let me wrap up the thing. Okay, so yeah, basically that's what happened at the marathon. I did okay. I didn't do as well as I wanted to do, but I did okay. Could have used more crowds. Could have done more support. Had more support, but I think it just gave me a lot of fuel for next time. And I'm looking at a bunch of maybe like half marathons, trying to set some like new half marathon goals to speed myself up. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm trying to convince him to just make an excuse to go on vacation somewhere and run a marathon.
Oh, that's a good idea. Go to
It's
Hawaii.
not a terrible idea. I don't know. We'll see. But
All
you know,
go to Hawaii, the three of us.
Hawaii. Stop
Yeah,
saying
so-
Hawaii
so
in
I'll
there.
go to Hawaii.
Stop saying Hawaii in that podcast.
I've
Deep
not
Cut Simpsons joke.
been there.
Dude, we're going to go to Hawaii, bro.
Yeah, sure. Let's go to Hawaii. Dark Side's Couch goes Hawaiian. Somebody make us a Dark Side's Couch goes Hawaiian logo.
Oh, let's set up a thing so
That's
people can pay
just
for
gonna
it.
look like the dude from the Tropical Punch thing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it will.
Based.
That
What was
dude-
his
that
name?
dude is super
What was his
based.
name? Wall
I don't know.
Smashy?
Did he have a name?
Kool-Aid Man.
No,
No,
not
not
the
Kool-Aid Man. The Tropical Punch guy. Hawaiian Punch. That's what it was called.
Oh, Hawaiian Punch. Yeah, right. He tried to
Punchy,
attack
maybe?
a woman.
His name is Punchy.
In one of the commercials, he
Ooh,
tried
they
to
made him
attack a
CG.
woman.
They made him CG. Well, of course.
I'm trying to find that video.
What? Of him punching a woman?
Yeah, Hawaiian Punch. Yeah, but he attacks a woman. Like he attempts to. That's the commercial.
We'll
it was
find
a
it
commercial.
later.
It was a commercial where he was about to attack her.
Well, he always
Are
punches
you
everybody.
sure
It's
it
just
wasn't
not-
a fake out?
Now he like tries to attack her, but she turns around and like kisses him, and he loses his resolve to strike her.
Oh, wow. It used her feminine wiles.
Uh-huh.
Wow, interesting.
Well, there's a lesson for you, world.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it
Weird.
is. There's definitely a lesson rumbling around there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Here's the
There
thing.
is no cheating. That's the lesson. Use
Every-
whatever
every,
advantage you can.
I'm sure I didn't get out any of the information I planned to get out in there, but whatever. It was good content. Every 10 episodes, we do a Batman episode, right? We've been doing it. It's a long, proud tradition. It's one of our earliest, least confusing traditions.
It's the only rule that we saved.
It's the only rule that has persisted the entire time. And this came up on the wheel. I don't know why. I don't think I definitely didn't pick it. Shée didn't pick it.
This is one of those things where
It just kind of occurred.
it's
appeared.
occurring without us. This is like twice in a row now.
Yeah, maybe it's a Mandela effect thing. I think we slipped into a different universe.
Yeah, right. I don't remember the one where they say, "Where's the genie movie with Sinbad?" I always knew it was Shaq.
Yeah, that's just called people who are racist and they think all black people are the same.
Now, like the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom thing, I do remember that, and now they claim
Sure.
that never existed. Like that's bullshit.
I'm sure that's true.
No, I remember the cornucopia.
Yeah, the cornucopia was there, but the company's just like, nope, it was never there. I'm like, fuck you, bro. You're trying to trick us. This is an experiment.
Sounds less like a Mandela
was
effect
it?
and more like a.
Man, I don't know. I'm standing by that Mike put this book on there because it looks like there's a bunch of jism on the cover.
No,
No,
it's
it
spiderwebs,
doesn't.
bro.
Really even look very jizzy.
I think if I probably looked at him like, what a busy cover.
It's a busy cover, but simultaneously it's not. It's mostly text. And it says on the cover here, this is Batman number 184 from the year of our Lord 1966. And on the cover here, it says, for 13 jittery nights, the bat signal blazed in the sky. There's a picture of the bat signal. For 13 desperate days, the hotline remained unanswered. There's a picture of the red phone. And then it says, where are Batman, Robin? Not even they know. And Batman and Robin's heads are there, covered in spider webs.
Where Batman or Robin is how I see it.
Where Batman are Robin? And
Not even they know.
and they're situated in such a way where Robin is behind Batman's head, like a
Sort
Beatles
of.
album cover.
But you
I
can
don't
still
know
see
what
the
they're
bottom
doing
of his jaw, so that means the heads are severed.
Oh wow. Well, that answers the question of where they are.
They're dead. Batman, as they would have been long ago.
They're in hell for their sexual sins and deviancy.
Well, violence, wrath.
Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff that God isn't okay with.
No, wrath is bad. You're not supposed to be vengeful.
I guess that's why he's a vigilante and not a hero.
Yeah.
It's funny because God has a lot of things he doesn't like, but it's stuff he himself does.
Yeah.
Like he's always enacting wrath.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, what a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Probably
the Anunnaki is probably what's going on.
Yeah.
The whole God thing isn't real.
So for context here, this is 1966. So this was the year that the Adam West show began. But this is also 2 years after the 1964 New Look era began for Batman, where they said, you know what, all that goofy shit with the aliens and stuff, we got to stop doing that. And so they changed the way Batman and Robin looked. They added the yellow oval. They kind of made him a little more serious. It doesn't feel that way in retrospect, but they made it a little more serious. Killed off Alfred.
I was about to ask.
So yeah, this was Alfred had died because I don't know if this was confirmed or just a rumor, but the powers that be thought that Batman and the Batman books were a little too much of a sausage fest. And we had to get a woman in there, so they killed off Alfred, and they brought in I think it's Robin's Aunt Harriet, which is kind of funny because like there's nothing gayer than the idea of two men living alone with their aunt. Like, that seems way gayer than two men having sex with each other.
I thought Aunt Harriet was the mother of the guy who killed Batman's parents.
Oh, my goodness. We did read that story, didn't we?
Was that Aunt Harriet or was that somebody else?
I think oh, God. You know what? That's a good point. I think you might be right. Maybe she was claiming
maybe it was a different lady. I don't know.
Playing fast and loose with the continuity. I will say Alfred did come back as a I mentioned this before, but for anyone who doesn't know, Alfred came back as a villain called the Outsider. Here's what he looks like.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Killer Croc, basically. Eventually, they managed to get Alfred back. Alfred had no memory of his time as the Outsider, and Batman and Robin agreed that they would never tell him the truth of when he was a supervillain. Probably a good call.
Mm-hmm.
So that is kind of where we're set up here.
How'd they get his skin back to normal?
I haven't read the story, I admit. You know, it was the 60s. Crazy shit happened.
But canon.
He probably got in front of a ray, like Batman always does. Just steps in front of a ray that does it.
All right, we can move on.
Yeah. This first story, there's two of them. This is called Mystery of the Missing Manhunters, written by Henry Boltinoff, art by the great Sheldon Moldoff and Joe Giella. Oh, I also did want to mention that the cover was done by Carmine Infantino, one of the greatest artists to ever work on Batman, and all he gave us was a couple of heads.
I think he just didn't feel like doing it. So he
Yeah,
just,
that
made
was
it mostly text-based.
That was something to kick out the night before deadline, for sure.
Yeah.
He had other things to do that day.
Yeah, the entirely black background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck this.
Yeah, fuck this.
I don't have time for this shit. I get paid 9 cents a page. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, right? I won't be remembered for what
Yeah.
I've done.
Well, he's remembered. He's one of the greatest. Maybe not by you. You don't remember him.
Well, I mean, I'm on the show that's immortalizing him on the internet.
It's mainly Darkseid's Couch that remembers. the greats of comic
At
book
least.
history.
I have a terrible memory, even for
Yeah,
the
me
people
too.
that I love.
Well, maybe you secretly hate them.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
Like for Christmas one year, James got me a puzzle of this panel from Batman. I love that artist. I love that panel. I could not tell you who it is right now off the top of my head.
Oh, shit. I'm having trouble remembering, too.
Oh, I just have a funny idea. I need to buy out a Magic Eye. Remember Magic Eye?
Yeah?
So I'll buy a Magic Eye company, and I'm going to make puzzles, and even no matter what it says, like whenever you Magic Eye it, it's Donald Trump.
Fraser Irving.
Fraser Irving. Yeah, the fantastic Fraser Irving and his great, ridiculous, spooky...
Annihilation?
Joker
That was a
depiction.
good book.
Annihilation was really good, but his Joker was horrifying.
Oh, that's
Like,
pretty scary.
A couple images of his Joker from Grant Morrison's Batman run. My favorite.
Yeah, I wish
thing
we
in
could find that scene in particular because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's a great scene where he's got a bomb and he's laughing and cackling and such. And it's a really cool scene. And I edited the image to add some other things, and then had a custom jigsaw puzzle made of it, and gave it to Shée. And I think she forgot that she liked it.
That's a thoughtful gift.
Yeah, I need to atone for all my spite and hateful tendencies.
I don't give gifts at all.
You don't see the value in showing people you care.
No,
No,
not
value
like
in
that.
No,
Because now they're becoming a financial burden on my life.
yes. Well, in theory, they will also reciprocate, and you'll be a financial burden on their life, and then you can mutually resent one another.
I'd rather just save the money and not have any money spent on me.
Yeah, or you could just wad up some dollar bills and throw it at them.
Yeah, like a child's
go.
dollars.
Yeah,
Give it to Charles Barkley.
Oh God, dirty kids' dollars are the worst.
They make
It's
them
not
big.
even worth. It's not even worth stealing from them. They mostly have like a couple bucks, and they're all dirty and disgusting and
It's
rumpled up.
it's torn and it's got a piece of like clear tape on it.
Hey kids, tell your parents to give you some better dollar bills, and then don't fuck them up.
Kids these days, they all got like credit cards, like emergency cards like their parents give them.
Yeah.
Things
All
are
right.
different than when we were young, bro.
Yeah, except for Robin here. Speaking of kids, Robin's running around in his tight little shorts at the beginning of the story here. He's
Little
looking
fish
good.
scales, fish
Looking
scale
fine.
dick.
Very cute.
He's an adorable young man.
Although he's not wearing tights, and I would be worried about getting nicks and bruises and stuff on my legs.
Dude, his whole costume's
Yeah.
dumb. I hate Robin.
All Robin, or just Robin at this?
I don't
era?
know. Actually, to be honest, I don't know. I think like having a kid sidekick is fucking dumb when you're a violent street vigilante.
Well, I think you need to sit with your time.
When
sit
does
with
he train
yourself
this
and-
guy? When
So
does he
you
go to
do,
school?
you don't like the concept
Yeah, I
of
don't think I like the
Robin.
concept of Robin at all. I don't think I do.
Well, we can't. We got to have it now. It's ingrained.
I think you know what? I think Robin is stupid.
Holy shit!
Oh!
I don't care for that.
I think Robin's
Fucking
dumb.
mic drop Mike over
I
there.
think
It's
so.
terrible. No, it's terrible.
Sorry.
All
Sorry.
right. Well,
I think
maybe
it's how I feel.
maybe his solo adventure in the back half of this book will change your mind, because it's a good one.
You're
All
right.
right.
I'll keep an open mind.
All right. So how the story actually starts here is Commissioner Gordon has been trying to reach Batman, can't get a hold of him. He's not answering the bat signal. They're calling him on the red phone. He's not picking up the red phone. Aunt Harriet, who's an idiot, has no idea why the phone keeps ringing, doesn't ever pick it up and just ask who's calling.
And he's
Just
like,
leaves it.
Batman? He's like, no, this is Bruce Wayne's house. He's like, Bruce Wayne? What?
Aunt Harriet is notoriously a moron. She
Batman's like,
doesn't know
oh
anything.
shit, we left the red phone plugged in near Aunt Harriet.
And Robin says, don't worry about it. She's a moron. She's an
she's
idiot.
a
Yeah,
fucking
legit.
moron. We'll kill her later.
Yeah, we'll snap her neck.
What if like it looks like in the panel with the red phone, it looks like Aunt Harriet is like just huddled in the corner, like just screaming at the phone because
Yeah.
it won't stop ringing.
Why won't you stop ringing?
Like it's driven her mad.
She's crazy. She's an insane person.
She looks insane. Look at that.
All right. So Batman finally picks up the red phone that's in the Batmobile, and he says hello. And Gordon says, "What the fuck? We've been trying to reach you for almost 2 weeks. Where you been?" And Batman goes, I don't know. I have no
Ow.
idea."
And then Aunt Harriet picks up the other end, and she's like, Bruce. And he's like, Bruce Wayne. And he goes, oh shit, and Batman hangs up, and then pulls the phone out of the car and throws it.
Because he thinks that'll actually end the phone call.
He's
he
like,
thinks
ooh,
that'll just erase the
that
phone
was
call.
close.
Almost got caught that time, Robin. So stupid. All right. So they're like, all right, here's the problem here, Robin. We need to figure out what happened. So luckily I've got this hypnotism disc.
Yeah, sick. I need one. I'm reading a book right now about how to hypnotize people.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, if they're dullards,
That actually, the more intelligent someone is, the easier it is to hypnotize them.
that's just what the dummies have told you.
Oh,
That's
that's
just
what
what
the
the
book
dummies
says.
said.
And then once
Well-
I'm done with the book, I'll be unstoppable.
Batman and Robin have studied how the hypnotism disc works. And so Robin decides he's going to hypnotize Batman and figure out what happened, because their subconscious memory must know what happened over the last 2 weeks, right? And I have to say, in both of these stories, we see the Stockholm Syndrome has really sunk in, because In both stories, Robin has a perfect opportunity to just leave.
Yeah, what if like he hypnotizes Batman, Batman's in a trance, and and Robin just takes off?
He's just gone. He's across the country. He's
Yeah.
out of there. But
He's
no,
gone.
he doesn't. He doesn't do it. So it's kind of his own fault at this point.
Well, you know, he's being groomed to be Batman.
Yes. There's nothing
I
sexual
mean-
in there at all.
There's I hate it.
We kept that. That was very PG-13. I don't know what you're offended by, Shée.
I don't know what you're saying, Shea. He's being groomed to be Batman.
Yeah. He's doing all those squats so that he can someday be Batman.
What else could that mean?
What other application could those squats possibly have?
So they pull up the bat spinny ball, which apparently hypnotizes Batman immediately. Like, be hypnotized now.
He
like, oh,
trained
okay.
himself to be hypnotized immediately.
Yes.
Which is terrible because he fights villains that hypnotize you.
Yeah, you would
But this
think
has he notes it's a specific speed.
Okay.
Okay,
'Cause,
whatever.
who's hypnotizes it? A scarecrow get you? You know, he'll get you.
It kind of just sounds like Batman didn't properly prepare against the threat of being hypnotized, and I was making up excuses.
He probably didn't realize it'd be so many criminals that would
Everybody likes to
hypnotize you.
hypnotize them. I can't prepare for everything.
He's like, I thought it'd be more helpful for me to be hypnotized.
Maybe put me in some sort of psycho trance. It would make me powerful. So in Bruce Wayne's memory, in Batman's memory, we see that a couple weeks ago, Batman and Robin were just on patrol, after their date, and they see that a man starts falling out of a window from a
And
skyscraper.
Batman nudges Robin and goes, hey, check it out.
Look at this shit.
This is why you hold on to the bat rope.
And he tells Robin, Operation Windowfall. We're doing Operation Windowfall. So, like, a panel exposes in the Batmobile. Robin grabs a lever. Like, all this while this man is falling.
I imagine, like, Robin, activate Operation Windowfall, and the Batmobile backs up so it doesn't get hit by the guy.
And the man just splats, and that's the end of it.
Splats, and they're like, whew, good thing we had that.
Another successful mission, Robin. Back to the cave.
And then you, like, windshield wiper the splattered blood.
But no, instead what happens is Batman catapults off of this panel in the back of the Batmobile, and he's got these little suction cups underneath his hands.
And the narrator assures us that they've been in the costume the entire time.
What?
Like, it says, like,
Yeah.
they're attached to, like, his wrists.
yeah. He's
But it's
had
like,
it. He just keeps
but wait
them
a
ready to
minute. No, they weren't.
No, there's no chance.
They're
Never
they're,
seen 'em.
They're a different color. Like,
Yeah.
we would have seen them.
They're very
And
noticeable.
we wouldn't have really questioned it until you pointed it out.
It's like
Yeah, I
he
wouldn't
had them
cared.
attached to the back of his belt behind his cape with like a rubber band. Like they were just attached to each other.
I mean, he's lucky that rubber band didn't snap and he lost these before.
Dude, he's lucky about a lot of things. He's lucky. What if he like? There's like a trampoline on the back of the Batmobile that he uses, and what if he just jumps on it and the springs just snap and he
Well-
just fucking falls?
He does this thing so quickly that if he didn't have his suction cups, or if they didn't work properly, he would just splat into the
he
side of a
would've-
building.
He was
Wouldn't
really
it-
confident in his gear.
This would work.
Wouldn't it be a lot easier to have like a trampoline or an inflatable giant pillow that comes out and
Oh
saves
yeah,
the
like
person?
a little foam grenade.
Yeah,
Right?
as
To the
opposed
other
to
Batmobile.
possibly having a Gwen Stacy moment.
Fuck
Yeah,
Gwen
this-
Stacy.
Yeah,
She knew what she was getting into.
terrible person. Yeah, dating Spider-Man.
Did
You know
she?
what might happen.
Oh, maybe he never told her.
That he was Spider-Man. Yeah, I actually don't think she did. I don't think he did. And he told her. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He got her
Batman-
dad killed too. Dude, he never should have got involved in that girl's life.
Spider-Man's just a bad guy.
Dude, stop being Spider-Man.
Stop being Spider-Man. A Batman's not much more effective.
No, he should, start killing your bad guys. Batman.
Yeah, maybe.
Number
Well, so
one.
He grabs this dude as he's falling from the building, and he slams him against the wall. I don't know how this didn't just snap the guy's spine, but okay.
Yeah, what if
fine.
he while he's falling, Batman like uses the trampoline to jump up and just gives him a huge RKO.
What
You
is
guys don't know,
RKO?
get that joke. Look
Okay.
up RKO and then you'll know what I'm talking about.
All right,
It'll be
I'm
the
sure
first
it's
thing.
a wrestling thing.
It'll be the first thing.
RKO. Well, no, it's RKO.
RKO
Pictures.
Pictures.
right.
The
Yeah,
famous
that's
film
what I
studio.
thought.
Oh no, it's a wrestling move.
This is
They,
a Randy
they made a
Orton
bunch of
thing?
memes about it back in the day. I figured you guys would at least know from the memes.
Maybe I don't know.
All
My
right,
brain
never
is
mind
rotted. A
That would
variation
be fine.
of a
Well,
cutter.
the meme I make for that panel of Batman RKO and the guy off the top of the building is going to be very funny.
This is so worthwhile. So, long story short, they rescue this guy, right? And they're like, all right, thanks, Batman. Slippery Sam Lorenzo will never forget it. Very appreciative, Slippery Sam here. And they go, wait a minute, Slippery Sam, you're the guy in the Robbery Incorporated, that crime syndicate with the stupid name.
Yeah, we've been looking for you. And Robin shoots him in the knee.
Robin, good aim.
He ain't going nowhere. Ain't so slippery now, are you?
You didn't aim to kill, which is why it's okay.
No, he'll bleed out.
So
Like, you can't get shot.
Slippery Sam tells him, listen, I've been slipping up lately, and so the syndicate is trying to kill me, and instead they got Lefty Right taking my place. So they're trying to kill me, and you saved my life. So thanks for that.
I am so pissed off at that name.
Lefty Right?
I'm so pissed off at that name.
What if every
name.
time Slippery says slippery as a pun, and Batman just in his head goes, yeah, jeez.
Yeah, he should.
Makes slippery
He's like-
sounds.
He's like, that's this guy's thing, huh? All these Gotham City guys have like a thing, and his is slippery.
You think you're the fucking Joker? Like, nobody cares about Slippery Sam.
It's like, man, we've been looking for you, dude.
At least dress up like an eel or something.
It would have been a lot funnier if, since he was Slippery Sam, if he had like slipped through.
Yeah.
Like when Batman tried to catch him,
Oh, he's like,
he's
hits
just like
the
a
powers of
whoops,
slip. Yeah,
like a greased pig.
yep.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
actually, it turns out, and I understand why you guys were confused, but it turns out that he calls himself Slippery Sam because he's really into Slipknot. That's all that really is. He just loves Slipknot.
No wonder he's a criminal.
So, Slippery Sam says, all right, here's the deal. I will give you all the information on the Robbery Incorporated gang because I want to catch I want to show Lefty Right that nobody gets one over on Slippery Sam. So I'll help you catch him. All right.
Someone wearing a Slipknot hoodie. If you see someone out in the real world wearing a Slipknot hoodie, it's usually because they're walking along the side of a highway,
And they're having a lot of problems.
pushing
A lot
an
of
empty baby stroller.
A lot
What
of
the
issues with their
fuck?
dad. A lot of dad issues. A lot of problematic issues there.
Shea, I'm just recalling a specific memory.
No, it's pretty. This is kind of accurate. I live in the Midwest. I've seen this.
Yep.
So Batman's like, all right, I don't typically deal with crooks, but all right, come on. And weird thing is that he says, I want to be there when you catch Lefty Right so that he can see me and know that I'm the reason he got caught. But he's also really reluctant to be seen because he doesn't want to be associated with ratting out the gang. Mm-hmm. This guy can't make up his mind.
Well, he's slippery. Like
He's
he's
very
slipping
slippery.
around.
Yeah, he's slipping around. His whole
And
plot
Batman's
is slipping around.
car is nice looking.
The car looks good. I will say that the art is good in this book. There's Sheldon Moldoff. This is legitimately good art. It's the best thing about this book.
And they need a top though. They need a bulletproof top to the car.
Well, it was really a
nice
warm
day.
day. Yeah, it was a nice day.
Yeah, what do they do in the
Enjoy it.
winter? Are they just freezing their ass off?
Well, they use one of their other Batmobiles, of course.
It's got a soft top.
Nah, that's not good.
Nice. What a good ride. What a good whip.
It needs the fucking Dark Knight bat tank.
Yeah, the Tumbler.
How are they not following that home?
I saw the Tumbler. It was on display at Navy Pier a few years back. It's street legal. You can drive the Tumbler down the street.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Yep, it is street legal. So
Gross.
if you make yourself a Tumbler, you can go ahead and get it. You can get it insured. You can get plates for it, and you can drive your Tumbler right down the interstate there. Get your kicks on Route 66 in the fucking Tumbler.
Yeah, you can drive in that stupid NASCAR race they do here now.
It's so dumb.
Did you guys see it last year where like they couldn't
No.
they couldn't even pick up speed because like the turns were so sharp.
There's nowhere to go.
And
Yeah.
one day got rained out.
Dude, both days technically got rained out. They just decided to do it anyway on the second day because they already spent all that fucking money.
God
Gross.
wanted to stop it. God thought this was dumb.
That is such a broke ass city decision, and you're gonna wreck your city's commuters.
Still the best city.
dude.
Best city. All right. So Batman and Robin jump in, and they break up this robbery. And these guys are stealing. They look to be stealing picture frames.
Yeah.
Just like off somebody's
No, they're
desk.
stealing itty bitty.
They're stealing
miniature.
miniatures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why?
So they're gonna because to eBay them to Shée. They're gonna sell them to Shée over
Ah,
eBay.
Shea, do you like tiny things? Is that
I
your-
love miniatures.
Wow, that's weird.
Shée, like all women in
Cool.
her age group, love miniatures and true crime podcasts.
I don't like collect stuff, so I think collecting anything is strange.
I mean, there's part of it is it's kind of like the hunt. It's part of like, it's not that necessarily that you want to have the thing. It's that it's a trophy to symbolize the effort you went through to get it.
Maybe if I like owned a permanent spot,
Yeah, you have
I'd
a
feel
room.
different. But the fact that
I
like,
understand that.
I don't own this place, like why would I
Yeah.
have a bunch of stuff?
And you may need to leave in a hurry.
Yep, I have a bug out bag. I am out.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to go. You can't be gathering up all your fucking Plastic Man
Fuck,
action
no.
figures.
Yeah,
You gotta
right.
Go.
Bye, Plastic Man.
Yeah. All right. So Batman and Robin start kicking these dudes' asses, and it goes on for a couple pages. They're
Batman
having
like
fun.
slides across the table and
this
then
move?
manages to move, like spin sideways and with his arms sticking out and his legs sticking out to kick and punch people or he clotheslined a guy. I'm not too
don't
sure
know.
exactly what he did.
He's like breakdancing on top of a desk. and
Also,
he's-
look at his shadow.
Yeah, his shadow is casting a bat-shaped shadow. He's got his shadow game on point. It does. I don't know how he worked the lighting out for that, but he
I
got
don't
it.
know. And he's making bowling puns.
Which isn't. This isn't bowling. This has nothing to do with bowling.
So like
I don't-
he's having an inner monologue where he's telling us what's happening, but then at
Yeah.
the end of it, he describes himself as a bowling ball. But then in real life,
Nothing like a
out
bowling
of context for these guys, he's just like Steve Reich because
He's
he's telling his
never
own
bowled.
story to nobody.
Well, I think it's because he's telling it to Robin, but I think it's
I've done that
because-
before.
Oh, right. He's
Yeah,
explaining
This is-
right.
He's hypnotized right now. Yeah.
So you think he's telling the story and saying he's like a bowling ball because in real life he just said Steve Reich. He didn't want to admit to Robin he made a silly joke out loud.
I think he didn't. That's true, but I think Batman just didn't know what bowling was because he thinks it's a poor people's sport.
Like the only time, oh no, it's not poor people's sport. If you have a private bowling alley in your home,
That is true. You have those 2 lanes for yourself.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what Batman has for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's where you
Nice.
got to scream about drinking milkshakes.
I love that movie.
Is this Kingpin? We're talking about Kingpin?
There will be blood.
That's the ending.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. I've never seen There Will Be Blood. I only know it through
Dude, that's like one of my
memes and clips.
all-time
Wow.
favorite
It's
movies.
probably
I am
probably a great
very
movie.
surprised.
It's one of my favorite movies, dude.
I
It's
haven't
so
read the
good.
book either. Oil? What is it called? Oil something or just
never
oil?
read
That
the
I
book
don't
either.
know.
I've only
Especially
seen the
since you're
movie.
such a big Radiohead fan as well.
Is Radiohead in the movie?
I know the score. Well, no, Johnny Greenwood scored that movie, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a lot of good Radiohead side projects. Actually, they just announced today that Tom York's releasing another score to another movie, and I'm sure it's going to be haunting and lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It was haunting, the score to There Will Be Blood.
there you go. You got Johnny Greenwood to thank for that.
Here we see Batman is only happy when he's punching people in the face.
He is ecstatic.
He's making jokes.
I've never been this happy about anything in my life, and he gets to do this every night. He found something he loves, and he made it his job.
He's like, you can have as many of these socks as you want, free of charge. And he like then breaks the guy's like the side of his skull.
The proportions here do not add up, though.
It's a little off. It's
That's
a little
fine.
off.
And here he brags about drop kicking 2 guys.
Drop kicking 2 tiny little men.
He
with
is
his
a
giant
lot
feet.
bigger than they are.
He is hulking. Yes, for sure.
I mean, he's Batman. Batman's a big guy.
Batman's like 6'2", I think.
That's pretty
normally.
big.
It is pretty big, especially with how bulky he is.
Yeah, but it's like if you're 6'2", but you're 240 pounds, like that guy's gonna fuck you up.
That is a guy that'll fuck you up. There's still that scene at the end of Batman v Superman where Batman is visiting Lex Luthor in jail. He is fucking terrifying in that.
Yeah.
That's the scariest he has ever been in film.
How about when he kills that room full of guys?
when he destroys the entire room and
That
snaps,
makes
like,
the
50 people's
movie,
necks.
dude. That's the best part of the whole
Those are some
movie. Was where
pretty
Batman
intense scenes.
kills all those guys in that room.
He did kill a lot of people in that room. Well, he wanted to wrap up the movie. It'd been a long movie.
Dude, there's a scene, one of the scenes where he like throws a giant crate at a guy, and they had to edit out the blood splatter in the theaters that they put back in for the DVD.
Yeah, they had to. It's definitely like just a
Which
scene
one
from
was this again?
Arkham Knight.
Batman v Superman, the
Yeah.
Zack Snyder movie.
It's a
Okay.
pretty, like, arguably not in keeping with what you expect from Batman canon wise, but it's a great scene and a great
It's a cool
fight.
movie. It's a cool movie.
I really enjoy that movie.
It's fine.
That's
I mean, it's Batman versus. It's stupid, but who cares? It's cool.
I mean, I don't know. We'll do a side podcast and we'll talk about all those things one of these days.
Sure.
Tomorrow. How about tomorrow? We'll just do it tomorrow.
I'm free.
You guys have fun.
So Robin takes a Batman's lead and also starts taunting the men that he's crippling.
Yeah, well, he's learning from an adult.
It looks like he punched a guy so hard in the face his head exploded into a pow.
Yes, his head just turned into a little like a lens flare.
And then it's like he's like spinning around on a table and using that as leverage to like kick a bunch of guys in the face. But the sound effect is that of him firing a machine gun.
Thwap.
Thrap.
Yeah, these guys really know how to use the space. They're jumping on the desks and everything. And in fairness, all these crooks, like, they did not come dressed to fight. They're in their fedoras and their suits.
They're flying around like they're like the Arkham game, you know, how Batman fights in those games. You can like leap like 50 feet.
You mean when you just massively mash buttons and then he just does cool shit? Yeah.
Don't mash buttons. That is the wrong way to play. How dare you?
I'm a button masher so much. Through and through.
Disgusting.
I believe one of the buttons is just attack.
I know, but you have to time it to build the combos.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's not some skill if you want there to be, but if you don't care about the skill, you just mash buttons because they do not
Mash,
require
mash,
a lot of
mash,
thinking.
mash.
Dude, my Batman Arkham game, beating people up is a thing of beauty.
All right, so Slippery Sam is just sitting in the Batmobile, just watching this, having a great time.
Yeah, Batman and Robin never thought of what if one of them escapes.
They put bat cuffs on him, but they didn't like tie him to the seat or anything. So he could just jump out of the open window.
And so the guy who like lefty righty like runs out, and this guy's like, "Oh shit!" and he just starts punching him in the face.
He's Slippery Sam.
He even says, "If I had a gun, I would just kill you right now." What if Batman and Robin like came out and Slippery is like dead from a gunshot wound to the chest?
Man, we really should put the top up on that more often.
He's like, "Oh shit!"
he just kind of went right up and did it.
He's like, "Batman, this is 100% our fault."
Like fucking. What's his name? Who killed Abraham Lincoln? Booth? Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth?
Allegedly.
I remember. Yeah.
Allegedly, I think a bunch of people saw him do it.
I mean, yeah. How do?
But you're right.
know?
It was probably aliens.
I'm like, I don't know, man.
I'm starting to lean towards Mike, and I think maybe none of the presidents ever existed.
I'm just
There
saying,
was
like,
never
how
been
do
a
we
real
like
president.
this? That is a long time ago, and this is just an old legend at this point.
Well, I mean,
The only people who know anything about it have heard it from someone else, who heard it from someone else, who heard it from someone else.
well, I mean, I went to Ford Theater, and like they have the gun. Like you can stand there and
They
see
can
the
just
gun
say
and all
that.
Well, yeah, but you can do that with anything. You can
Right.
just say anything. Like that's,
Right.
At some point, you have to kind of say like, well, that's part's probably.
There
true.
are a lot of fucking liars, dude, and they're lying about everything all the time.
Yeah, they do. Well, they're good at it.
But did he deny it?
I'm just saying, like,
Booth? No, I
it
don't
could have
think
just
he did.
been anybody, and then they could have just told the newspaper, yeah, John Wilkes Booth killed him, whoever the fuck that is.
Okay. I couldn't remember his name. I can remember the names of various Batman artists. I cannot remember the name of the most famous presidential assassin of all time.
Like, who's the British are coming guy?
I don't think he's the,
Who the fuck is that
most
dude?
famous, honestly.
Oh my God. Come on, I got this.
Paul Revere?
Paul Revere.
Paul Revere.
So that story's bullshit. It's not a real story. It's
But
a
I don't
legend
think
that they
story
made
was
up.
I don't think that story was meant to be.
Like Paul
thought of
Revere,
as
I
real.
guess, like before he even started, he stopped off at a tavern to get a drink, and the British arrested him immediately.
Oh wow. Well, British don't fuck around.
So like he didn't do nothing. So when people tell me like, John Wilkes Booth killed Abraham Lincoln, I'm like, it's like, well, how the fuck? Like it could just be a bullshit story.
All right, nobody cares about this.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
I get it, but nobody cares.
I believe that about, say, the Alamo. I don't believe that about this.
Why does my button not work? Why does my button not move things along?
Because the board knew I was right.
I imagine like a board of directors.
Yeah. That's how I decide what button to push. I have a little tiny board of tiny little men. Yeah, they always want Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
They're always like, press the Joe Rogan button again.
When chimps attack people, they rip your dick off.
Right.
They do.
Fact.
He's not wrong.
Okay. All right. So Lefty Right beats the shit out of Slippery Sam and then just runs away.
And then when Batman and Robin comes out of Slippery Sam's, just like, why the fuck do you leave me tied up in the car with an open top?
Like, this Batman is not great at his job.
And Batman's like, oh, did Lefty Righty get out? I
Yeah,
thought he
the
was one of the
one-
guys
the
inside
guy you
still,
missed.
unconscious. He goes, well,
Yeah.
are you okay?
No, he beat the shit out of me.
His teeth are missing. His nose is crooked. He's like, right, man, what the fuck?
So Robin gives Slippery Sam some ammonia to wake him up, and he wakes up and he goes, "Yeah, all right. I guess you did what I asked you to do. Lefty Right saw me, which is, I guess, what I wanted."
So, like, while his face is all fucked up, Robin's just like, hey, scoot over. And Batman, and so Robin can sit.
More of
And this guy's just bleeding from his face in the middle seat.
Yeah,
all
he's gonna get
scrunched
blood
up
all over him.
between Batman and Robin
Yeah, he's destroying the upholstery.
as they drive around in open top in cold weather.
So they're like, all right, well, we still got to catch Lefty right. So here's the thing: we've got this other cave by the sea, and we sometimes park our Batmobile here when we want to have a secret lovers getaway.
And Robin's like, dude,
Which
shut up.
explains the layout.
Yeah, it explains the layout. Batman is making a lot of effort to explain why this is totally reasonable and not a weird sex nest.
What if like everyone thinks Batman's fucking Robin, and so he admits to doing it often, but he's really not. And Robin's just like, stop saying that.
And
Stop
Batman
saying
just
it.
wants to seem cool or something.
Like Batman
what?
Batman will be like, yeah, this is where me and Robin get together to have butt sex. And he turns to Robin and gives him a wink, like, ah. And the guy's just like, what? He goes, Batman, shut up.
I'm throwing him off the scent, Robin. What are you
We're not
talking about?
fucking. Wink.
So they're like, all right, well, you stay here, and Robin will keep an eye on you. And I'm going to use the information you're giving us to go find the rest of the what is called the Robbery Incorporated crew.
Right.
So-
And here we hit our light racism.
Yeah, there's racism in this part. What are you talking about?
Right when Batman leaves Robin alone with Slippery Sam, and Batman's like drives away, Robin goes, "Well, looks like it's just you and me now." And so it's like patting the bat against his hand.
That is not what happened.
Like, what the fuck? And Robin just spends all that time just beating him up.
All right,
This is for my mom and dad.
where is the lightly racist part, Shée? What did I miss here?
Greg the GYP.
Oh, okay.
Greg the
Okay.
Gyp is racist.
So it is, yeah, it's a little problematic. So Bruce Wayne.
Oh, Gyptia. I now understand what that means.
Yeah, he goes into the Batmobile to put on his disguise kit and proceeds to put on a series of the worst, least convincing disguises I have ever seen.
I don't know. They look pretty different. Like, is
Well,
he wearing like
he's-
a rubber mask too? Because his face
Nah.
is different.
He's trying to look like a hood, so he puts on a striped shirt and an eye patch.
He's like, how come no one's talking to me?
Nobody buys that I'm an actual like low-level thug.
Like,
So
he
then
spent like what? It said here he spent 3.5 days just wandering around.
Yes.
And he's like, this is the disguise I'll wear to hear crime.
eating up a lot of time. And that doesn't work out. So he tries another disguise as Tommy the Tout. I don't know if that's racist. Maybe. I don't know. And he's just going to like the racetracks looking suspicious, waiting to find some information. I'm not really sure what his plan is at this point. I think he just wanted to dress up.
Yeah, he just wanted. It sounds like he's just like lounging
Yeah.
around town.
Well, because he doesn't pull out Matches Malone.
What if
I
he's
don't
like?
think matches was a thing yet. I don't
What if he's
think.
just like, I'm gonna go? What if he's like a gambling addict, and every time he like makes the excuse of, oh, I have to do some recon, but really he's just at the track.
And it's weird for him to be a gambling addict when he's a billionaire.
And he's a gambler.
Yeah.
That's why what if he's like good at it? He's
But
using
just-
his Batman skills to gamble.
Yeah, just buy whatever you want, Bruce. What's your problem?
He leaves a little bat like.
I mean, there
little,
have been
like,
plenty of people that have lost millions of dollars gambling.
he like drugs horses.
It's kind of what the fucking stock market is.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're gonna.
Yep.
Now you got a problem with the stock market.
I do.
love the stock market.
Uh-huh.
I love it. Like Batman loves Robin. And so then he tries a third disguise called Cue Ball Carson, which I guess is racist against pool sharks.
No, bald people.
Oh, bald people. Yeah, yeah. That used to be an insult all the time. You call people cue ball. I don't hear that anymore.
Yeah, you still can.
I think it's like you're not supposed to call out that someone's bald anymore.
I think
You're
it's
supposed to
because more people are bald. It feels
It's
like
just a
there's
thing.
more and more people losing their hair.
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's just that people stopped trying to hide it or do anything about it before it happened and just
Oh,
are accepting it more now?
Yeah, I think it's more. Yeah, well, you have to be because it looks ridiculous when you try to keep it going.
Maybe we need to mock the people that have hair now.
I don't know.
Instead
Well,
of
look at
mocking the
this.
bald
The
people.
samurais, right? They would shave the top of their heads.
Yeah, but they'd keep that little bun so you know
keep a
that they
little
could
bun.
grow hair if they wanted to.
This is just I just don't wanna.
I just don't. I've chosen not to.
You think that was them just being nice to their elders who went bald? They're like, let's just make it the style since it might happen.
We'll make it. We'll make this. We'll rizz it up and we'll make it cool. Sure.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, now he's a pool shark called Q-Ball Carson, and he's going around town leaving lies, and he's saying like he used to be in Chicago, woo!
Ooh, yeah.
Where he teamed up with the Fats Mar gang, knowing full well there is no Fats Mar gang in Chicago.
How dare he lie to these criminals?
Yeah, how dare you lie about Chicago?
And Batman's smoking.
Batman is smoking with their candy cigarettes.
That's what really gave him away. This fucking guy had candy cigarettes. He was clearly a cop.
Yeah, so this dude is, you know what, that's the thing. So this other dude is like really skeptical. He's like, oh, well, clearly this guy he's either a cop or he's Batman. So I'm going to tell my bosses.
Well, that's what Batman wanted, though. He wanted
Batman
him to suspect him of something.
He wanted them to suspect that someone was up. So he gets in a car and he drives to the cave where Robin and Slippery Sam are, expecting these guys to follow him, which I don't know why they didn't come better prepared, because they knew it was either cops, a sting with the cops, or Batman.
And he comes in and just sees the cave is covered in blood. And he's just like, Robin, why do you feel the need to do these things?
Why are you so out of control?
And then they make love in it.
Well, those guys, they don't have time.
You find time.
They need to wrap this fight up quick.
Because he's like all excited, like, Robin, it worked. They're following me. And just like it's just mortified with what he sees. Why are you like this?
These dudes show up, and there's more table-based fight scenes.
Oh,
they really
bird-based.
got on the tables.
No, through the table.
That is somebody's livelihood.
Yes, tables. It's how he keeps his cave hot. Keeps. There's a nice little Tim Robinson for you. This guy is holding a gun in the most unconfident.
Yeah, right?
He's clearly never held a gun
So when he
before.
fires that gun, what's going to happen is the recoil is going to smash that gun into his teeth.
Yeah, it's gonna knock him on his ass.
I mean, he
Right?
also has square fingers.
Yeah.
He's a fucking Minecraft guy.
Well, he didn't think this was gonna happen. Like, he didn't think he was gonna be fighting Batman in a sex cave today.
Batman is just not. Well, they're all terrified because they see Slippery Sam's body parts strewn across the cave with blood everywhere. And they're like, oh my God, Batman lured us here to die.
You can't leave Robin alone with criminals. He hates them.
Yep.
So Batman and Robin beat the shit out of these guys, smiling, having a great time. You really using the tables and chairs.
It would be a lot easier if they just used their own guns against him.
Yeah, or just told these guys to kill themselves with their own guns.
Or the power
Yeah,
of
just
hypnotism.
tell him to do it.
Yeah, apparently they know. Yeah, well, they have hypnotic powers, apparently. So just,
Right.
convince these guys to kill themselves.
They should have just brought them into the cave, have the lights go out, and then hypnotize them.
Yeah.
And then execute them as they're hypnotized.
Well, instead, Batman decides to box Lefty Right's ears.
Oh, dude, Lefty Right is deaf now, and maybe he has a severe concussion to the point where he needs to retire.
This is brutal.
Like
goes
he's on government aid for the rest of his life.
just two Evander Holyfield fists to the sides of his skull.
And then Batman sends him a coupon for learning sign language.
Yeah, so for ASL, yes.
Bro. For the Wayne Foundation.
He is fucked. This dude's life is over.
He's like, what the fuck?
That was unnecessary.
Dude, his brains are oozing out of his nose.
So all these guys are dead, and Slippery Sam walks up and goes, well, I sure enjoyed watching that insane display of murderous rage.
And he's just like, yeah, he's still alive. All right. I made up that part about Robin killing him.
He's still here. That was not a true thing.
Does this story seem possible?
And
Although
so-
there is an ink spot on Robin's cape in the upper right panel.
Looks like blood,
yeah, exactly. It does look like he's got a little blood on it.
So they go.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Batman goes, okay, well, I can call Commissioner Gordon now. I haven't talked to him in a while. So I'm
We
gonna
should call
him.
that guy, huh? I bet he's panicked.
He's been trying, and they say something about they haven't called Gordon for a while because they wanted to keep Slippery Sam alive. I don't understand why they thought that calling Gordon would result in Slippery Sam being killed.
You know what that just means, though? It just means that the police department in Gotham City is so inept that, like, they're not even having, like, oh, my God, there's a riot burning down the city, or, oh, my God, there's a supervillain. They're, like, just calling them for just day-to-day petty crime dealing with these gang members.
Yeah. Well, apparently there are a lot of them.
Dude,
And it seems there's only about 10 people that work for the GCPD.
that needs a better budget.
Yeah, well, they defunded him.
Oh, they defunded Gotham
defunded
City.
them. Yep.
That's what happens.
There was a bunch of protests, and so in order to appease people, and
no.
the woke mind virus got to Gotham, and they had to defund the police.
Dude, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible is what it is.
So now Batman has to do everything. So they go like, all right, well, I'm
you
gonna.
don't got it anymore. You don't have it anymore. Charles Barkley saying that's terrible.
I don't think I ever had that. I think we talked about it, and maybe we
know
did the
you-
voice
No,
ourselves.
you did, I think.
you did.
No, I think you think
That's
this.
terrible.
Stop it. Get some help.
No,
It's
I'm
the
thinking
same
of
thing.
Charles Barkley going, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
I'm pretty sure
you know
it was
what?
a thing
I think
on the
maybe I had it
wheel.
a long time ago, but it was surprisingly hard to find a good, clean version of it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that matters, though.
Yeah, we'll find it.
If it sounds
I'll
like
put it back
shit,
on there.
it's kind of funnier.
I'll find it. Regardless, Batman says, all right, I'll hop in the Batmobile. I'm going to call Gordon on the red phone. They go to hop in the Batmobile. Robin touches the fender for some just random reason, and
So you
they
can also
both
be
get electrocuted.
What if
Yeah,
they both
so they-
knew it was about to happen? And Robin
Yeah.
Robin puts his hand in the car and looks at Batman. Batman was about to
You
grab
ready?
the phone, looks at Robin and goes, ready? We're going to get electrocuted.
It's the only thing that excites them anymore.
Ah!
I know a couple people like that, where it got to the point where it's like, this is the only thing that works for me anymore.
Well, I mean, he did like suction cup the side of a building after
Yeah.
jumping off of a trampoline to catch a guy, and that was like a boring day.
I think that was
Yeah.
like a brick building. I don't know if the suction cup would even work.
You think like he saw Superman and was like, man, I got to replicate that.
Well, you know, it's an arms race. You got to keep up with the Joneses.
Wouldn't, with the inertia though of the guy falling that far, wouldn't
Yes.
that
His spine would have snapped.
right? He would have crushed Batman, and he would have he would have exploded, and then Batman would have been like, if the suction cups are too good, it would have just snapped his spine in two from the weight.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bad plan. They needed another couple of drills on that.
Once you fall off of a building, like that's it.
Yeah, there's no saving you.
No, there's no saving.
So all these guys, Batman and Robin get electrocuted, and it turns out that it was because well, I guess Robin fucked up and wasn't doing his job for a second, and he let Slippery Sam go up to the Batmobile and rig the phone to
How?
electrocute them.
How? Where's the power coming from to electrocute two grown men?
I don't know. Apparently, Slippery Sam is also an electronics wizard.
Yeah, dude, fuck. I like he's like Mr. Burnsing his fingers while
Yes,
watching.
he's tenting his Ooh, this
excellent.
looks so good. It also suggests that they were electrocuted for a long time. They didn't just get a buzz and fall over. Like
No,
this
they were
happened.
killed. He killed them.
And he's just watching the corpses flop on the ground like fish.
Yep.
And he's just tenting the fingers. Ooh, getting hard.
I'm the one who killed Batman and Robin.
Nope, actually that isn't what happened. So instead, Slippery Sam says, all right, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop in the car that Batman used as cue ball Carson and get the fuck out of here. So back in the Batcave, we come back to the current times, I guess. And Batman goes, oh, well, that's what happened. We got electrocuted, and that gave us selective amnesia for a while.
And Robin's like, as a doctor, I'm going to tell you that's not real.
Yeah, none of this works.
That's
None
called a
of this-
fugue state, and they're not real.
Fugue states aren't real. I think they're
Nope.
real.
They're not.
Well, in fairness, you say nothing's real, so it's hard to...
Same thing with like amnesia isn't real, and photographic memories aren't real.
Whoa, no, both those things are. Amnesia, I'm pretty sure is real.
Amnesia
and-
is so rare that the majority of cases are people making it up.
Okay, I can believe that, but that and photographic memory, which is eidetic memory?
Photographic
Those are-
memories are not real.
That is absolutely a
All right,
real
let's look
thing.
it up. Are photographic memories real? I heard it isn't.
Is photographic... yeah, but you like believing the worst of things.
Why would that be the worst?
Because it means that something that we believe to be true
Although
is not true.
many people claim to have it, we still don't have proof that. All right, well,
Oh, wow. Okay.
so it might be real.
Okay. Well, but is it really photographic or is it eidetic memory? Eidetic memory is real. So it's not necessarily photographic, but it's high precision.
Yeah, but like no memory is exactly what happened. Your brain
Okay, yeah.
immediately changes it as soon as it becomes a memory.
I think this is a semantic thing. I will agree that I could absolutely believe that the concept of having a literal photographic memory is not real. But being able to remember everything more or less with high precision, that is a thing.
Okay. Well, we're both
right.
right.
Every
We'll both
opinion
take
is
the
right.
W.
Who cares? Also, who cares? Who gives a shit? I didn't win anything, and neither of us get anything for it.
Nope. Well, I mean, we've both grown. No.
Is this what growth feels like? Ugh. Ew.
Everybody
Ew.
learned something.
Yeah, not as satisfying as I thought it would be.
Now let's get back to Slippery Sam learning
Let's
something.
watch some more children's comic books.
Well, he learns a lesson, all right. A final lesson.
Yes.
Excellent.
So Batman's like, all right, well, now we got our shit back together. We got to go find Lefty Wright and his mobsters. They're probably back at the sea cave, I guess. The sex.
And Robin's like,
secret
hey,
sex
let's
cave.
change our clothes. What do you say, huh?
No, I like the smell.
We've been wearing these outfits for 2 weeks.
So now there's a lot of tell not show here, and a lot happens in 3 panels. So they apparently they just had to wrap this story up, and so they go to check on the cave, and they see that the car that Batman drove as Cue Ball Carson has exploded with Slippery Sam in it.
So they got electrocuted, right? They drove back to the regular Batcave. Realized that they've been missing.
Wait a minute, yeah, how did they? If they got electrocuted in the secret cave,
Yeah, that means that while in a blank state, they drove
home.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
I think we discovered a plot hole.
Maybe it's like almost like this is like they're lying, but it's only just the 2 of them, so they're
Yeah.
not lying to each other.
I mean, that
shared
final
delusion.
panel faces, they look evil.
It's like Batman rigged. Like I know he claims that Lefty Wright claims that he rigged the rental car to explode, which killed Slippery Sam.
Yeah.
But it seems more like Batman rigged it to explode, and he killed Slippery Sam, and so they made up this fucking story,
Yeah, none
That's
of this
what
makes
that
any
face
sense.
says.
right? Like they got amnesia from being electrocuted, and Slippery Sam rigged the Batmobile to electrocute them. Like neither of those sound plausible. And then you drove home.
Yeah, luckily Gordon's an idiot. He'll just believe this.
Shout out to Alice from the Brady Bunch playing Robin in that final panel.
Yeah. Beautiful hair, though.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
That show's garbage. The show
Yeah.
is
It's the best show.
garbage.
It was a great show. Do you remember when they tried to bring it back as a serious drama in the early 90s? Just called Brady, I believe?
I think it was like
Vaguely?
no. I think it was called. Oh,
It was called
wait,
Brady.
really? Oh, I didn't know that. I just remember the reunion, the Brady Bunch reunion.
No, this was like Brady.
They're all getting divorced.
I think honestly, yeah, in that as well. But I believe the Brady TV show, like the dad was like running for political office or something like
The
that.
Bradys. You just missed it.
There we go. The Bradys, 1990. Yeah, and it was just all of them. Is it the same people? I think it was.
It's the mom and
yeah.
dad, at least.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made those films, those comedies.
Yeah, were those good in retrospect? I don't remember.
Probably.
I mean, in retrospect, I have no idea, but
It's
Retrospect,
like-
everything's good.
Dude, Ace Ventura is unwatchable. Holy shit.
Yeah, we talked about that before. There was an
Ooh,
extended
yeah.
there's an extended transphobic sequence.
Not just that, but just everything else in general as well. Like, none of it's funny.
it's all
just-
cringe.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what though?
very
It's
cringe.
very cringe, but if you look at memes from like 20 years ago that we thought were hilarious, they're not that funny anymore. And I think that's just
some are
90s
still.
memes. Ace Ventura is 90s memes.
Or like
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber. Like, how'd that get made?
At least those were like good visual comedy. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Mask
I don't
is
wanna
still
defend
good,
this
though.
shit. Mask
That
is
held
pretty
up.
aight. Peak
That held
Cameron
up.
Diaz.
Do you hear how she became a millionaire?
I mean, was she a millionaire before?
I don't know, but
she was a model.
There was this movie she was making where she's like a substitute teacher, and they couldn't afford to pay her, so she told them, "Give me a percentage of the film," and the film, I guess, overperformed, and
Right.
because but they gave her so much of the stake of the film just to get her to be in it, is that she made like $100 million like overnight from that decision.
I feel like I heard that the kid that did the voice of Simba, like the singing voice of Simba in The Lion King, chose a percentage as opposed to like a flat
Yeah,
payment or
that's-
something, and
that's
so he's
something
like
that-
fucking balled out.
Yeah, that's such a
I
good
don't-
idea.
I think. I mean, you're talking about like after Cameron Diaz was already famous because I think.
Yeah,
she,
this was later on. This is
Okay,
like towards the like
so you're
towards
not
the
Yeah,
saying
end
it's
or
like
she was
Bad
already a-
Teacher or something.
All right, bad
Something like
teacher.
that.
Yes, she was already a millionaire though. This is just.
Well, I
this
mean,
was
like
just a good payday
she
for
became
her.
ridiculously rich.
Okay.
Like she started a production company afterwards and started
That's
making her
some
own
like
movies.
Marlon Wayne's getting paid for playing Robin shit.
Yeah,
All right. All right. I think that wraps up that adventure.
yeah. Robin kill a guy and then make it so complicated that no one will be able to figure out it was them.
I like that they don't have to Like they just have a psychic bond where they come up with these ridiculous lies and they don't have to explain to the other person that they're lying. They just know and they just kind of work with it.
Yeah.
They don't actually say like, all right, here's Robin, we have to lie about this. They just make up a story and the other one just goes, oh yeah, totally. That is absolutely what happened. And they just build on it.
So they question like lefty righty because Batman tells the Commissioner Gordon that, yeah, lefty righty killed Slippery Sam with a car bomb. And he's trying to ask him like, did you do it? But he's deaf now and he's blind in one eye from Batman, like just like sandwiching his skull between his
highly traumatized
fists. And he's just looking at him. He can't hear it.
He's just
he can't see out of one eye.
God.
He's like, dude.
You can hear one frequency now.
And Batman's in the room with him, looking at him.
All right. This second story is called The Boy Wonders Boo Boo Patrol. Written by the great Gardner Fox.
Gardner Fox, good name.
Love Gardner Fox. Art by, he created the idea of the multiverse in comic books. The Flash of Two Worlds. Art by Chick Stone and Sid Green.
They also refer to Robin as the Teenage Thunderbolt, which I've never heard before.
Yeah, me either.
No.
Which is ironic because in the last story, he was just electrocuted.
Yeah. Well, that's how he became the Thunderbolt.
He's charged with electric excitement.
Sometimes when you do something stupid and that becomes the source of your nickname.
But since he's teenage, it just sometimes goes off without him trying.
So you guys were electrocuted by the Batmobile? Like, that's right, Commissioner.
One.
Can I check? Did you? No, we fixed it.
It's all fixed now. We took all the bombs out of it and all the electricity, and it's
How
fine
did she electrocute you with the car battery? How powerful is that car battery?
So, Robin's Boo Boo Patrol, not to be confused with the Boom Patrol, which is a segment we do here from time to time where we check in on what the boomers in the comic book industry are up to, which is usually advocating for men's rights.
For a second there, I thought, like, Robin had this girl's legs wrapped around him.
Yeah, in the splash page for it, we see that Robin is running with a woman over his shoulder, and it's his first taste of heterosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure about this. It's very confusing to him, but he's curious. In this story, Robin's out in his sexy little outfit trying to get himself a little boo-boo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find a little boo-boo for himself.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And this time he finds himself in the more masculine position.
Yeah, and he's not sure because his entire reference of sexuality comes from Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Being on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about all this. In this story, Batman has to leave town to attend to some duty related to the Alfred Memorial Foundation.
Because they killed him.
And they haven't brought him back yet, and so Robin's on his own. He's going to have to do the patrols by himself for a bit.
Oh, maybe he let the police know what really happened with Slippery Sam.
Yes. Well, Batman, he's trying to leave town now because he knows shit's about to go down.
He's like, Robin, Alfred is dead, and I need to leave.
Robin, I'm going to need you to take the fall for some things.
Here are the keys.
And this is another example of how Robin could just leave town.
He's like, hey, don't you think I should wear like a black Batman outfit?
No.
Like, if I'm just wearing this, shouldn't I be like wearing something? Because it's just me now. Like, I didn't wear a little more protection.
It only fits me. So, rather than leave town, Robin decides he's actually going to do this, and he starts going out on patrol, and he sees a woman on a motorbike, and he sees that the wheel is about to come off. So he's like, I guess I'll just stick my nose into this business. This is my job, I guess.
Dude, in this panel, it looks like Robin's running down a girl.
It does
It is
look
good
like
artwork,
that.
though. It is very, I have to say.
Great artwork.
The artwork is very dynamic for the time. They're spilling over the panels. There's good camera angles. This is good artwork. It's
like it looks like he drove right up to the motorcycle, hit the back tire, and she lost control, and now he's gonna run her down.
Well, the back tire did go out, but it wasn't Robin's fault.
Look at him behind the wheel. He looks so menacing.
He is a little menacing.
He's like, fuck this bitch.
So he's very sexually confused right now.
Yeah, I don't like you.
He's looking at a beautiful woman's ass, but he doesn't know because it doesn't make sense with what he's been taught.
He's just looking at red pill videos on YouTube before he leaves the house, and he's getting out on the road all angry.
Man, why don't they
like me?
People get so mad on the road.
I'm a nice guy.
Including myself. Yeah. He puts on his fedora and he goes on patrol.
Mm-hmm.
So this 13-year-old child is driving a Deathmobile around, and he rescues this woman.
He's an ace driver.
He is a pretty good driver. And she says, "You fucking moron. This was a take from my Stunt Girl TV show."
Yeah, and no one was blocking the road.
No one was
Sounds like
blocking
their
the road.
fault.
He just wandered onto a live set, which sounds like,
Yeah.
guerrilla shooting. They weren't supposed to be shooting this thing.
Also,
Right.
her name is Vi Lance.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't catch that. Viola Lance, Vi Lance. That's pretty good.
Violence.
Violence.
And she's a stunt woman.
Apparently this is that's never made clear, but I guess it says a stunt girl TV show. So apparently she's the star, but also the stunt woman, and it's a show about being a stunt woman, maybe?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Needlessly complicated, but okay.
I mean, back then, man, I mean, they just made shows.
You could
You know,
just-
and they called it something simple. Stunt girl. That way you
stunt
know
girl.
immediately you're reading the TV guide. That's what you did back then. There's no trailers.
yeah.
It just said, at 8 o'clock, stunt girl. And they'll be like, wow, there should be some stunts.
yeah. Hopefully
in
she's
Stunt Girl.
Foxy.
That's
Yeah,
how
she
you get, like,
was.
I love Lucy. Oh, I bet this guy loves Lucy.
Yeah, and they probably shot this in black and white, and that's why they wanted a redhead, because she would look blonde in the black and white transmission.
I mean, now that there's no
Guessing.
more TV guide, you can call your show what you want.
Is TV Guide gone entirely?
Yeah, it's gone. I mean, do you guys
Doesn't-
watch TV?
I thought maybe it was like a TikTok account now.
My parents watch TV, but they don't have a TV guide.
I mean, I have, like I said before, I have some like apps that on my TV that are like Pluto TV that are kind of like TV because they're programmed. It's not you picking what you're going to watch. You're watching what happens to be on at that time. So it's kind of like TV.
That sounds terrible.
Well, it's a kind of a nice. There's something sort of nostalgic about not having control of what's going to come on the TV a little bit.
All right, James likes to get tied up.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I just like to have a good time. I just need something to
That's what that
excite me.
means. That's what that correlates to.
Bro, I'm 41 years old. I need something to be exciting. Like, I've
Bro,
seen too much.
I keep it normal.
No, I can't keep it normal. I just get weirder and weirder with age.
No, you got to be able to still be able to just pull your pants down halfway and have quick sex. Once that's gone, what are you living for?
How long is quick sex? Is this 10 minutes?
Yeah,
half
10
hour?
minutes, a quickie.
10 minute
10
quickie?
minutes.
Okay. Is that what a quickie
Do what you
is?
both need to do to get off real quick.
Yeah.
Usually the excitement of still having your clothes half on will do it.
Clothing is sexier than nudity usually.
Sometimes.
Like, because
you
bodies
just got to
are
get it
gross.
off. You just have to get it off real quick.
Yeah, bodies are gross, but like a nice pair of high-waisted jeans, that's hot as
Mm-hmm.
shit.
Suit.
Yeah, nice. I do all my fucking in a suit.
Keep your trousers on. It's a Norm Macdonald joke.
I keep the trousers on. I don't unzip. I keep the actual suit coat on with the tie. I'm actually just standing there. There's no sex happening
Oh,
whatsoever.
you're a cuck. Nice.
Yeah. Well, no. If I was a cuck, I'd be sitting in the cuck chair. That's
no,
why
you
he has
can-
his own chair.
I think it's more unnerving to be standing there at the foot of the bed in a full suit
Well,
watching.
you know what? In that position, I think the cuck actually has all the power.
Yeah.
Right.
He's making people
Right.
uncomfortable. I don't know what that fetish is.
Right. I'm putting my hands up and I'm leaving the room.
It's like I don't know what the cuck suddenly has turned the table on things.
I keep turning to the guy like, are you sure you're cool with this? Do you want to jack off or something? Like, don't
That
just
is a
stand
very
there.
so that is making it too complicated.
That's
a
like
guy.
that's the one time where not jacking off is worse.
Yeah. This is a situation where you're gonna have a hard time finding some partners for this.
I just feel like you're gonna stab me like during this thing.
If you find people that are into this situation, you link up with them permanently because you will never find another opportunity to make this work.
Don't link up with anybody permanently. Good
This is
God.
it. All right. Anyway, so it turns out that this whole thing was for a TV show, and the director runs out and he starts yelling at Robin, and Robin popped the goof, so the director's giving him the needle. That's what he says. That's the nonsense slang he's using. I popped the goof. No wonder the director's giving me the needle.
He gets in Batman. He
Yeah.
gets in Robin's. I keep calling him Batman because I just see the Batmobile. He gets in Robin's face, and Robin's thinking to himself, "Does this motherfucker not know who I am?"
Well, he does. He says, "Where's Robin? Where's Batman Jr.?" So he knows who he is.
And then he stands up, and he's like a foot taller than him because he's fucking Robin, the street vigilante.
It's weird to think that this is the kid that grew up to be Nightwing slaying ass all over Bloodhaven. Like, this
Yeah.
is the dude.
Dude, good for
Like,
him.
really?
I'm glad
This
he turned it
guy?
around. Well, he
He
had a growth
really
spurt.
did. Yeah, well, he had a growth spurt, all right.
And he was raised by a millionaire playboy
Yeah, with a
Who
weird
liked the-
psychosexual fetish, yeah.
who fucked Catwoman.
Hey, Batman fucked a lot of people and things.
Robin's just where Batman would come home and just be like, he'd be like, all right, you see Catwoman right there in the news? That's who you should be hooking up with right there. That's what I do.
Yeah, fucking Catwoman is the most normal thing he ever did sexually.
Dude, I mean, that's quite a pull. That's quite a pull.
She is a babe.
Like, not only he's actively trying to put her in jail, and she's still
she's
like,
still
what?
working with this. You know, in the so in the spoiler alert, I guess, in the Tom King run of Batman, Batman's actually, you know, in a serious relationship with Selina Kyle and everything. And gradually towards the end of the book, it kind of becomes non-canonical. It goes from being canon, and then there's a separate Batman Catwoman miniseries that jumps forward and backwards in time, and it's not canon, but it's kind of canon with his story. Really weird how it fits in. But the point is, the end canonically of this whole thing is Catwoman's just walking down the street, elderly Catwoman. Batman's dead, Bruce is dead. Catwoman's just walking down the street, and a dude just runs up and shoots her, and she just dies in the alley. And that's the end of, canonically, or chronologically, that's the end of Tom King's massive arc. Is just a random guy walks up, shoots Selina Kyle in the stomach, and she just lies there in the alley bleeding out.
I bet he did that because he got into an argument with DC.
Fuck these guys.
And he was like, fuck these guys. I'm just going to have her get shot and end it. I don't even care.
It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty intense trip. That is a
He probably had an ending and they said no. And they said, you have to do something else. So he's just like, fine. I'll just have her get shot and killed.
Some fraught things that happened with that. I don't know. But, you know, had its ups and downs. Anyway, all right. That was at least Batman talk, so it's semi-relevant. So, Robin's investigating the tire that blew out. He's like, oh shit, there was actually a blister on the tire. It was going to blow out if she had driven like another 50 feet like this director wanted her to do. So I actually inadvertently saved her life. So she should sleep with me, is what he's thinking.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy.
Yes. And his hair shapes into a fedora.
I love that. I mean, it's terrible for women that all that exists.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But at least
hilarious for me because I don't have to deal with it directly.
At least it's being openly mocked. Nobody's actually buying into it, you know?
I'm such a nice guy. Why don't girls look? Because women like winners. Start winning.
Yeah, you got to drive it home. You got to get that 6-figure job. Let's go.
Dude, have something about yourself that's likable.
You got to be, everything needs to meet a certain base threshold, but then one thing has to be great. A certain base threshold.
You got to bring something to the table.
Everything has to be at least presentable, but then one thing has to be fucking great.
It's like nobody has to like you. Like maybe people just give off a bad vibe, and people are never going to be into it, no matter what you do.
There are billions of other people. Why would I pick you?
Some people are just assholes.
Just find something else in your life. Like if you're romantically, if it's just never going to happen because for some reason or another nobody wants to fuck you, it's like your life's not over.
Your life's not over, and if you dedicate yourself to something else, like seriously, legitimately, in good faith, and you stop thinking about trying to have sex, you'll probably actually become more attractive, and then you might actually get something.
Yep. And someone will chase after you for once.
Yeah.
It's almost like James and I are talking from experience.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times in the past.
Yeah, dude.
When you stop giving a shit?
Not caring? Man, not caring is such an aphrodisiac for some women.
Also, try being 6'3".
Yep.
Just try it.
That is like
see what
99% of the battle.
All right. So Robin, who is not 6'3", he decides not yet. He's got a couple of years. He goes to the Gotham Insurance Company. He's like, I got a hunch about something, and apparently he's just allowed to look through insurance forms.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here, kid. What are you, 13?
Finds out. Well, he wore a suit, so it's okay. And people thought he was just there to watch somebody have sex, but it turns out that he was actually there to look at some insurance documents. And he finds out that the director, Bill Porter, took out a life insurance policy for $1 million for this Stunt Girl series, and if Vi, the woman, if she dies, he's going to cash that in. And he's like, oh, that's what's going on here. Nefarious people.
I know Walmart did that for a while.
Vince McMahon?
They were like putting out life insurance policies on their employees.
And then murdering them? Yeah.
No, just like they would
just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in
like,
case, might as well.
There are some cases where Walmart got paid out more than the person's family did.
I just read a story that Giancarlo Esposito from you know him from Breaking Bad, also the voice of Lex Luthor. Before he got the Breaking Bad job, he alleges that he was contemplating hiring someone to murder him so that his family would get the insurance money.
I just read that because he was super broke.
He was
Being
super
an
broke
actor
and
is
depressed.
tough, dude. You forget that was his breakout role.
Yeah. You would think he was around for a while, but
You
I
see
guess
him for
not.
around. They are around for a while. It's just that when you get
It's just
you know,
bullshit.
a small part in a movie, like
Yeah, it
yeah,
doesn't
you
pay
get like
shit.
10 grand,
Yeah, maybe. And then that's $10,000 for like a couple months of your life. It's not really
right?
gonna,
And now you don't get royalties anymore because of
Yeah.
streaming.
Yeah, streaming, people stealing their shit and all kinds of whatever. It's a fucking mess.
Well, the idea was that you'd make something like a TV show or a movie, and they'd replay it on cable over and over and over again, and you get a royalty every time it was shown. But because like nobody watches that shit no more,
And they didn't. Yeah, streaming wasn't set up the same
streaming
way.
wasn't set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's contract should have been renegotiated about as soon as streaming became a thing,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they
All
just
right.
didn't.
Speaking of the flawless entertainment industry, the ethically flawless entertainment industry, they're shooting another scene for the Stunt Girl show. And in this scene, Vi, the Stunt Girl, she's got like a balloon that she's going to ride down to a burning building to rescue a prop that's a guy, like pretending to rescue a guy for the scene.
This was the fire real. It
I
looks
think
like
the
it's-
fire
yes.
is
like
the fire
that
is
is,
real.
that is an out of control raging fire.
It's an out of control raging
Yes.
fire, but it's fine. It was the 60s. It was okay.
Yeah, it's like they're burning down this whole neighborhood for the scene. That is
It's
very
fine.
60s.
But back in the 60s, we had plenty of neighborhoods to burn.
Who was telling me about Steven Spielberg directing The Twilight Zone, the movie in the 80s, and he got like a bunch of kids killed?
I don't know about that.
Like that stunt went wrong. Like a helicopter like blades like took the
Yeah,
heads
and
off
two
of a bunch
kids
of
and
ki-
the guy died, yeah.
Was it good? Was the show good?
It was a movie. It was the Twilight Zone.
Was the movie good?
I
No.
don't
Did
know.
it turn
I've
out
never
good?
seen it. I've never seen
That's
it.
a tragedy.
I'm not a big Steven Spielberg guy, so it's like whatever.
That wasn't Steven Spielberg's section, though. I think that was John Landis's.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right. Well, that was pointless.
Well, we learned about child death.
Yeah, we learned. So Robin is creeping around on the set again, and he sees that the director, Bill Porter, he shoots a gun to tell her that it's time to, as an action for the scene, which I don't, that part, nobody questions that that's a legitimate thing. Okay, maybe it happened. I don't know. So he shoots the gun to say, all right, take, and he shoots through the balloon.
Yep,
and so
and
she plummets to her
she-
death almost.
Yeah, she falls right into the fire and burns.
She falls in there, burns, and
becomes
Robin
Two-Face.
rescues the corpse. Yes, she becomes Two-Face.
The end.
Robin swings in there, and he rescues her, and he has his carbon dioxide spray to put out the flames. Not sure if that would work. I'll take his word for it.
Let's look that up.
Nah.
CO2 put out fires.
Nah. That doesn't sound as useful to me as looking up the Brady Bunch TV
I
show.
know there's different kinds of fire extinguishers for different kinds of fires.
Okay.
Like a normal
Alright.
fire extinguisher wouldn't work on an electric fire.
Yeah, that I can believe that, sure.
So you need like different ones.
Well, I'm sure they had all of those in the Batmobile, but unfortunately the Batmobile was also electrified.
Yeah.
All right. So they reach the ground, and Bill Porter runs up. He's like, "Oh shit, what happened?" And Robin's thinking, "You fucking snake! I know exactly
Dude,
what
Bill
happened."
Porter runs like a doof.
Well, he's never had to run before,
Look at him, dude.
dude. This
Back
guy.
perfectly straight.
He is from upper middle class privilege.
All right, dude.
This guy had this directing job handed to him.
Yeah, his dad's the producer.
He looks
So-
a little like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there he does. Yeah,
like Jeff Goldblum.
that's a terrible
and,
Jeff Goldblum impression.
Yeah, that
bro.
was not great.
All Jeff Goldblum.
But
impressions are
honestly,
terrible.
I've thought before that
Yeah,
your
they are.
cadence is a little Jeff Goldblum-y, James.
Mine.
He has a he has a voice and a way of speaking. It's just that I've never seen anyone being able to parody it like at all.
Yeah. It's
Like
hard to
Christopher
do.
Walken, everyone's got a Christopher Walken, everyone's got a Trump.
Oh no, I've seen people do a good Jeff Goldblum before.
Really, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
All right, I believe you.
I bet a lot of women have done a good Jeff Goldblum.
Ah, he is a known
Yeah,
sex
I've heard
bat.
that.
man.
Yes, I have heard he is a
But he's-
hound.
But he's tall.
Or
so it's
was a
fine.
hound, I guess.
Yeah, there's a guy who decided to be 6'3" one day. And
Yep.
it all worked out for him.
He took the decision, the big decision.
Is he
took it into his
6'3"?
hands.
Dude, he's
I don't know.
so big.
I guess
He's
I'll look
probably,
up that.
He's probably taller than that.
What were we
Yeah,
talking
James,
about?
he
Jeff
might be taller
Goldblum?
than you.
His hands are so big. Dude, that guy is just
6'4".
Yeah!
Edging me out. That makes him my enemy, though.
Yeah, he's
Unfortunately,
huge.
I'm gonna have to destroy him. It's too bad. I enjoy his work, but I'm gonna have to destroy that man.
Did you guys remember Civic TV, the talk show we went on that one time?
Yeah, I remember Civic.
That guy is
What up,
6'5".
Civic? Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
he's doing great.
I just
He's
found
doing-
that out. He's super
Yeah.
tall. Crazy.
I told you, I have a friend who's 6'5", and he's a super nice guy, but yeah, I'm going to have to ruin his life.
Dude, you just gotta cut his feet
don't
off.
like it.
That way he's a little shorter.
Yeah. I
In
don't
high
like
school, I dated a guy who was 6'7".
Oh yeah, you told me this.
yeah?
He was like an albino or something, right?
No.
it. Yeah, but I like that detail better.
What?
She's
Just
dating
lie.
She's
Just-
dating a Yeti.
Let's just lie. Lying is so much better. It's
His
so
name was
easy.
Yeti. He stunk.
All right. So,
Yeah,
was
I
tall,
just dated.
so-
Yeah, it was Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
He was
Yes.
tall, so who cares, right?
this is gonna work.
Waste my motherfucking time.
We're gonna get through this. So
You're
like
just
when-
jealous because he's taller than you.
It's like when
Yes!
it's like when Beauty and the Beast, when like she takes this fucking beast dude and he just turns back into a regular guy. She's like, oh,
taking that button off the board.
he was
Doesn't
10
work.
feet tall.
Didn't work anymore. All right. So Bill Porter is like, hey, why don't you take Vi home? Because that's in your job description. And yeah, I guess. So he goes and takes her home. And she looks like she's about to invite him up, but she doesn't because he is a 13-year-old boy. Although in the 60s, you know.
Yep,
that shit
13-year-old.
happened.
Come on, you can go to war.
Yeah, yes. You go to war. I was going to say go to war with this ass. But I felt like,
That's the opposite of what we're trying to do.
You were gonna
yeah.
say, and then you did.
the original version of my head was even dirtier, and I just
You should have went with that.
No, I'm trying to. I might run up for office someday. I can't be saying shit like that.
Dude, I always try to ramp it up.
So Vi gets out of the car, and suddenly another car starts barreling down the street, gonna run her over, and she gets deer in the headlights, scared, even though she's a stunt woman.
Yep.
I get that.
Yeah, I get it. She's had
You
a
like?
big.
Do you guys like that I've been calling her a woman, even though they
Woman!
keep calling her a girl? They keep calling her a girl, but I'm respecting that she's.
Maybe she's
a
like,
woman.
maybe she's Robin's age.
She ain't no 13.
No,
Look at
she's
those
not.
curves.
I know. She's
That's
not.
insane.
Also, she's engaged.
Yeah, well,
Well,
back
we'll
then,
find out. Yeah,
you
that
could be-
is
you could
not.
be engaged.
Yeah, I saw that Jerry Lee Lewis movie.
Yeah, right. That was his cousin.
He married like his 12-year-old cousin or whatever the fuck that
Dude.
was. Oh, what a horrible person.
I mean,
Yeah.
they remained married.
No, they got divorced.
They did?
Yeah.
Because they still always refer to her.
Yeah,
All right.
every
well,
marriage
all
is great.
I know. That's always like when people. And I was talking shit about Jerry Seinfeld about how he met his wife when she was like 17. I'm like, they're still married though.
No, they're not.
Jerry Seinfeld and his wife. Yeah,
I think
they've
they
been
got. I don't think that's the same woman.
Yeah, that's the same woman.
Uh-uh.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think so.
the
Thought he married that-
18-year-old or whatever that he was dating around
those
like
are-
Seinfeld time was not the
Yeah.
woman he married.
I think that was a pretty short
Oh,
relationship.
I thought he married her.
No, I
right.
think that was pretty short. Anyway, but just.
but I
lie.
think
It's
his
fine, I
wife
don't
is
care.
still a lot younger than him.
Oh, of course,
Shée,
it's Jerry
you don't-
Seinfeld.
You don't get to complain about us taking too long to finish the book now. You officially have lost your rights to complain about it taking too long to finish
I
the book.
barely said anything this entire
I know.
episode.
Can't
All right,
agree
all
with
right.
her. You can't accuse her of that and then agree.
Eat my dick.
You just said it. I
Wow.
know. You agree with her.
Jesus Christ, Shea. All right. A bunch of this shit's going to get cut out, I'm guessing.
No. Leave it all in, editor Shea.
Yeah. So this car comes barreling down, and Robin dives in and pushes her out of the way. The car crashes, and a couple guys get out. And apparently they are bank robbers, but Robin is convinced that these two guys were hired to run down Vi, but she's off the clock now, so I'm not sure the insurance policy would pay out under these circumstances.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
true. It would have to be out on a stunt. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't Robin put that together since he's a detective?
Well, here's the thing. I think he took out a personal insurance policy on her.
I guess
So
we'll just have to assume that in order to keep the story going.
Well, that's the only thing that makes sense at the end.
Well, Robin's confused direction is just completely fucking up his sense of reason and logic.
Yeah. So he what he does is he runs at the men with guns and they shoot him in the chest and he dies.
He does not die, but they do shoot at him. And then he grabs a random lever that I guess there's a nearby like street cleaning machine that you could just run up and turn on.
So
Yeah.
you can't. So you can't run a bullet. You can't. And here we see the firing line from where the guy shoots at Robin, and he ain't aiming for Robin at all.
No, he totally missed.
Like he's aiming at the ground.
Yeah.
Again,
Warning shot.
A lot of these guys, I think it's their first time holding a gun. They never
Right.
thought it would get this serious.
There's a sight.
dude, if you hired me as a henchman and gave me a gun, the entire time I'd be like, I'm never going to have to use this shit. And then when I actually have to, I'm going to have no idea what to do.
I'm going to use the site and shoot people, and my nickname will be Sight, because I'll be the only one who does it.
Yeah, you'll be the only one who actually connected, sure. So Robin kicks up this whole whirlwind of dust, and then he jumps in and he punches some people and he beats them up. And then the jewel thief's jewels just fall out of his pocket. I guess that's how he stole them.
And Robin judo throws a guy in his head.
Yeah, we don't see the ramifications of that, but yeah, he landed on his skull.
Just bones crunching. Look how strong his legs are. Look how much momentum he could get with that judo throw.
Robin doesn't understand human consequences.
Dude, he's like looking at teenage Mike Tyson. And he was like all fucking crazy muscled. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I forgot about that picture.
That guy went to the Olympics
Yeah.
as a teenager, and he was just this gargantuan man.
Wow.
And he just crippled everyone in front of him.
So Robin realizes that they were telling the truth about being bank robbers and not hired killers, but he still refuses to admit that he's wrong about anything else. I like that he's dug in, George W. Bush style.
His arms and it looks like all the guys he beat up, their arms and legs are like twisted.
Yeah.
I mean, these are a lot of coincidences. At this point, she would have to stop and think that God hates her.
Robin's talking to these guys, and they're like, "Dude, I'm just a jewelry store robber. I can't feel my legs."
Yeah. Well, so Bill Porter shows up. Why he's there, considering that he asked whatever. It doesn't matter. Bill Porter shows up and he's like, "Oh my God, what the fuck happened here?" And Robin accuses him and says, "You were trying to get Vi killed for the insurance." And then we find out that the two of them were actually engaged. Vi and Bill Porter were actually engaged.
Which makes me, my first thought was, oh, he definitely did it then.
Yeah, to get out of it. Because being engaged is cringe.
So Bill Porter tells him, like, yeah, it is cringe. And Bill Porter tells him, like, no, I love her. I wouldn't do that. And it was like the old tire blister thing, that was just a coincidence. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, what about that time you shot the balloon that she was coming in on? And he goes, well, no, that didn't happen. I was shooting blanks. Let's go take a look at the actual set. Unlike Jeff Goldblum, who was most certainly not shooting blanks.
That's right.
And so,
No, he is a child.
He probably has a bunch of child.
that's why I said he was not shooting blanks.
So, like, but we see in the earlier panel, though, like, he wasn't firing blanks. We saw the trail of the bullet go right through the balloon.
So they go to the set and they're examining it, and Robin says, oh, I see what happened. A meteorite zipped through the balloon.
You found the bullet hole in the wall.
Yep.
This is the biggest coincidence. They treated it completely naturally that a meteorite went through the balloon at the exact same time.
No.
Robin.
Robin's just going to leave this girl to be murdered by her fiance.
Robin is very confused right now.
This is my fiance. Cringe. Even saying fiance is cringe. Never ever say. If you ever notice, like, men don't do that.
French
Women
words.
say they have a fiance. Men don't. Men like, this is my girlfriend.
This is my ass.
We're
my
getting
side
married.
ass.
It's my main ass. They're fiancés.
Men call their fiancés
My male
ass.
friends say fiance when they get engaged.
Cringe.
Ooh, that is pretty cringe.
Weak.
That is a little cringy.
Maybe you
Shée,
guys are pretty cringe.
Shée, make sure to let them know all that. So every time they say fiance, just say cringe. Oh my God.
Yeah, make a cringy
I'll be sure to
motion.
let them know that the two dudes I do a comic book podcast with think getting engaged is cringe.
No, I didn't say getting engaged is cringe. I said saying that you're engaged is cringe.
Oh, you just keep it a secret.
Yeah.
No, just like say, oh yeah, we're getting married. Don't say fiance or engagement. That's just so creepy.
Those guys aren't making that much money on the stock market, though. So.
Yeah, right. They wouldn't be getting fiance.
What if you don't want to
at
get
all.
married? What if you just want to get engaged?
And just stay engaged forever.
Yeah.
Engaged to be engaged.
Yeah.
That's extra.
That'd be
cringe.
pretty dope.
That means you don't have the convictions.
Robin engages these guys and says, all right, I guess I'm an idiot, so sorry about that. And Vi says, oh, no, you did save my life. That actually was a real thing that happened, so I'm going to kiss you on the cheek.
So she sucks his dick right in front of Porter.
No. So
Right in front of him. In his full suit at the edge of the bed, staring at them.
He does. That picture of him does look like he's sizing Robin up for that role, to be fair.
Yeah.
Cool. That they really dig his vibe.
Yeah. So to thank Robin, she sexually assaults him, kisses him on the cheek, and Robin is played by a 42-year-old man in that picture.
Yeah, so he's all bummed out because he did all that stuff for this lady, and it turns out she has a guy, and he's just like, I wouldn't have done any of that shit if I knew. I thought she was single.
So back at the Batcave, Robin comes home and he says, Robin, it smells like heterosexuality in here.
He comes back from his
doing?
trip, and the first thing he does is sticks his 2 fingers underneath Robin's nose. Go smell that.
So he comes home and Robin tells him, I was experimenting. I was experimenting with women, but it all kind of went wrong.
He's like, oh my God, Robin, it looks like you helped out a woman, and turns out she wasn't available to have sex with you. That's exactly what happened. Bruce goes, I hate when that happens.
We're going to dox her online now.
Men are great.
Using his fucking Batman detective skills. They just fucking dox every girl
dox women
that they
rejected
save,
them.
but it turns out they have husbands and shit. They're like, I did all that for nothing.
Just ruin her life? Sure.
Let's dox her. Yeah.
Terrible person.
Now smell
Terrible
this.
person.
So he's sticking his
He really wants him to smell that.
He goes, stop it.
Bruce explains to him, hey, you fucked up because you were trying so hard not to fuck up.
He's like, if you think that stinks, you should smell the shit on my dick.
And you will.
Oh.
It's just a thing that we do.
Gross. Come on.
Oh,
end of the
that's
book.
a bridge
The
too
end of the
far.
book. It's the end of the
Yes.
book. No, you gotta end on the crescendo.
Yeah, we got to reward the people who stuck around. So Robin says, I guess that's fair enough. And Batman says, well, it worked out pretty well. You got this lipstick stain on your cheek, which apparently Robin didn't notice until this moment.
And he goes, hey, Robin, what you looking at? Some fucking jabroni?
Yeah, so because he's looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Robin looks in the mirror at some jabroni, and he's got a little lipstick mark, and apparently this is enough for him.
He goes, you fucking pussy.
And his sexuality is very confused right now.
No,
And
it's
that's how
not.
the book ends.
No, it's not. You can have all kinds of different kinds of partners. It's fine.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't know that yet. He's 13.
no,
He
it's,
doesn't
yeah,
understand.
it's the 60s too. But you learn from Bruce, who clearly gets around.
Clearly, he's got a lot going on. A lot of plates spinning for that guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what we think of this book.
I liked it. 10 stars.
Sure, right. Shée, what'd you think of this book?
Okay.
You know this segment was going to happen, Shée. I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you what you thought.
Yeah, and it's more of like, I want to just be like, oh, I didn't like it. But it was just very average. It was just meh. Like
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say about it because there's nothing really to say about it.
You know what my favorite part of
was-
the book was, though, is when Batman and Robin lied about being electrocuted and killed a guy with a car bomb.
That was pretty good. Other than that, it was a fairly meh book. There wasn't any real crazy standout moments or anything like that. But I had fun with it. I think the artwork was good. But this was not a good book. The second story was stupid as shit, and the first one was somehow even dumber. But I don't know, 2 out of 5 heterosexual erections.
Ooh.
Making a little room in his little.
As a
little fishnet
heterosexual,
trunks.
I recognize those sounds.
As a straight, if you're even allowed that now, if that's even legal anymore,
To be a straight,
to be a straight,
I don't know.
got the woke police at the door.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Giving away all my opportunities, all my financial opportunities.
Being arrested for one count of insufficient wokeness.
That's
Yeah.
me. They got me.
Penalty is death. Mm-hmm. Put that to bed. What are we doing next time? Let's talk about next time.
I don't know.
What happens next time?
You guys wanted to do kickers, and I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
Shée wanted to take another look at kickers.
Kickers.
Didn't we just do kickers? I feel like
no.
we just
In the
did.
fall. It was about like 12 episodes ago.
Oh, was it? All right, that's fine.
It was a while ago. I don't know, something like that. It was a bit ago.
All that means is I don't have to read the book. That's all that means.
Yeah,
Less work
so
for me.
Kickers Incorporated, we read it as we're recording it for the first time. We've done 5 of the
And we've
12
discovered
episodes.
it's no different from when we do.
It does
regular
not
other-
matter. I think this time, though, it's going to kind of congeal, and we're going to see how cohesive this book really was. Real quick, just to explain, Kickers Incorporated was a book in the 80s from Marvel about a professional NFL football team that moonlights as some sort of vigilante group. It's not really clear what
No, they were
do.
they were like bodyguard detective agency kind of.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
licensed. They weren't
And
vigilantes.
then they were mercenaries in a war.
All right. They also fought a robot that was trampling an old lady's flowers. That doesn't really seem...
and drug dealers.
Magna Conte got PTSD because he killed a bunch of people in a war.
And is on steroids.
That's right. It's his brother's secret muscle pills.
He's a 50-year-old man. So yeah, there's a lot of history and a lot of lore with Kickers Incorporated.
Oh, and he's voiced by Hank Hill.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, we're gonna do one of those, which will actually take us to the halfway point. After next time we will have officially gone through half of the total issues of Kickers Incorporated. All right.
And when we get through all the issues of Kickers, that's when the comet will be nearby, and we'll drink that special juice in our tennis shoes.
Is this a Heaven's Gate thing? Oh, okay.
Gate thing.
All right, cool.
You know who's not the eunuch in Heaven's Gate? You, with your high-ass testosterone count.
Yeah, 777.
Someone got to keep his balls.
Did you check it after this race?
How?
Did you see if it? Well, because you checked it after the last race.
Well, you got to go to
I
a
did.
doctor,
The
and they
doctor
got to
did.
drain
Like, they took-
blood.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that you should, after every marathon, go get your testosterone checked.
Well, he would have gone to sleep, and then it would have rebounded, and
Yeah,
it wouldn't be an accurate count. You have to do it like right after the marathon's over.
It might be, and it might not be safe to take blood right after physical
Yeah, it
exertion
is.
like
Shut
that.
up.
Okay, fine. That's all wise. I mean, blood's not real anyway, guys. Like, you don't actually have. Do you see blood right now? You look down. Do you see? Well, Robin does because he's
fuck.
caked in it.
Shée, if you ever wonder how I get through life, I say outrageous shit and then sound really confident about it.
Yeah.
No.
And that's how I get through life.
So we're gonna spin this here wheel and figure out what issue of Kickers Incorporated we're gonna look at next
Thank
time.
gosh.
And we always got to listen to some spinning music. So since Shée was the one who really wanted to do Kickers, I got a spinning song from Shée, "Hot Hot Heat Bandages."
Ooh, good pick.
There are so many bands. There's so much music.
You had a couple of bangers in a row. We had Man of War last time.
Yeah. No, we got good stuff coming. We got a lot of good wheel requests. We got a
Wheel
lot
requests.
of good wheel requests.
If you say it like Hank Hill, it's easier to pronounce things.
Most things are easier to
request.
pronounce if you do it with the Hank Hill voice.
That's what we're going to evolve into.
Oh, Hank Hill. So King of the Hill is just set in the future. At the
I think
end
it's
point
just
of
like
evolution.
us doing the Hank Hill voice is going to turn into a dialect of English.
I mean, isn't the Hank Hill voice just the Texas dialect anyway?
Hank Hill you always immediately recognize Hank Hill's voice.
Let's spin this wheel. Let's see what's going on next time.
Oh, he's saying bandages. I never knew that.
And we're looking at.
I always heard that
Okay.
song on the radio.
We are going to look at Kickers Incorporated, issue number 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the cover of this one here. Let me bring up the wiki here. I can see that it is a book called Cry Vengeance.
Ooh,
Name
and
of
it's
our
about
story.
football for once.
At least the cover of the book leads us to believe it's about football. So is this Suicide Brick Wall? One of the Kickers Incorporated appears to be murdering a man on the field, and the rest of the team is holding Magna Conte back because he wanted to kill that guy.
No, that guy's on his team.
No,
though.
yeah, I think it's
They're
the
on
other way
same
around,
team.
James. I think that the guy on the ground is part of the Kickers,
Hold
and
on,
that they're
James
holding
doesn't
Magna
know-
Conte
James-
back while they beat him up.
James doesn't know anything about sports. So, James, the people on the same team tend to wear the same uniforms.
Right. Well, I was just, great art makes you think, and gives you, and I was just like, this is my interpretation of what I'm seeing here.
And, they're the New York Smashers. So they'd wear those colors, like the New York Giants, which I imagine.
I don't
what
know the
Smashers
color
are
the New York
supposed to be.
Giants wear.
These colors, basically.
Well,
Red,
I
white,
mean,
and blue?
Yeah, kind of.
Football's not. a real
Well, anyway,
thing.
like, notice how he's
doesn't
like
exist.
the opponent, number 76, has his cleats in his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand what we're seeing on this dude because he looks like he's
I think
hiding
it's a foul.
Look how angry he is.
He looks like he's hiding a suitcase under his shirt.
He's suitcase guy.
Yeah, he's suitcase man.
Maybe it's a refrigerator.
Oh well, James. He underneath his shirt, he's wearing football pads.
No, that's probably not it. That probably doesn't make any
That's
sense.
exactly what that is.
Doesn't make any sense. You're lying to me and making up football terms.
Yeah, so like they have football pads they wear. There's this big complicated body armor that football players wear, dude.
I mean,
Sports.
is football even a real thing? Like,
Yes.
think about it. Have you ever seen a football game?
Yes,
don't
I
know
have.
It's a real. You think you did, but you didn't actually. It
All
doesn't
right, they
actually
may have
exist.
hypnotized me Batman style.
Yeah.
Made you think that football is a real thing, and it's not.
They tricked me.
Jim Shooter invented football for Kickers Incorporated.
Oh, damn it.
I don't
This
think this
is
is one
brilliant.
of the issues I found.
No, this is not an issue that I actually have. I do not have the floppy of this. So, yeah, I'm sure this is a great one. Early on in the Kickers run, so really laying the foundation.
You're going to
really
explain
getting
to
to know these
James the
characters.
rules of football the entire time?
I'm not sure it has rules, but okay. That'll be next time. Shée, do you have some plugs for us?
Yeah. Disappear for 13 days and listen to all our episodes on any podcast app, and find even more on our RSS feed stuff on darksidescouch.com. And then follow Dark Sides Couch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and YouTube, and keep up with our episodes and our videos. And comment with your favorite shitty pun name, like all of the fucking ones that we had in this comic book.
Mm-hmm. You know, we have so many goddamn episodes, you couldn't listen to the entire run of this show in 13 days. You wouldn't get through it, I think. I don't know,
I was
somebody
about to say,
do the
wait,
math on
for
that.
real?
Well, if an episode were 2 hours, which they're generally not, that means you would get through 12 in a day. So that'd be, what's 12 times 13?
I don't know.
Okay, I may be totally wrong on this. Actually, I think you could do it.
Yeah,
So-
I think. So there's
Why would
24
you?
hours in a day.
24 hours a day, allegedly.
Yeah, the older episodes were short.
Yeah, we had some shorties up in the early days.
Like, what was the goal? It was like
Shouties.
40 minutes. Like, you can't
You
go longer than 40
you
minutes. That was my
wanted it to
rule.
be 30 minutes, and then so
Yeah.
I set a timer at 40 minutes to end at 45, and you disregarded my timer every time, and it got longer, and so I just stopped fighting
Sounds
it.
right.
Yeah, that was
Well, you
exactly
can't
the way it
stifle
went.
my genius.
No. So if you could listen to, say, 12 episodes in a day, so over 13 days, that would be 156 episodes. I don't think you could do it.
I think there have been people who listened to our show all day while they were at work. I think there have
my
been people
God.
who've done it.
Both based and cringe at the same time.
I just got
Listening
a
to
message
Dark
from
Side
someone
Couch
who told me
nonstop.
that they listened
Super
to the show
based.
before they go to bed.
Oh, that is pretty base behavior. It's going to give you
Yeah.
good dreams.
Yeah.
Sleep
Good.
well, baby.
Base dreams. Sleep well, babies. Anybody got any final thoughts before we got here?
What was the book? Batman? See
Yeah,
ya.
this
We
is a
just
Batman
read,
book.
yes.
Bat time.
Yeah.
Bat later.
That,
I don't
that
know.
later. Sure.
Bye.
Great, Shée.
I don't think I can top with sleepy time. Sleepy time, Shée.
Ta-ta for now, Cushion Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
Shall we give it a spin? Ready, Robin?
Ready.
Two lonely figures lie quiet, peaceful, serene.